believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma facing our nation. I believe I have a keen understanding of the economy and how to improve where we're at relative to other nations around the world. I believe that our goal at America's Third Party was to create a very strong platform in which would propel the American people forward with new opportunities and a new possibility of creating a better nation, a cleaner environment, and less war. I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to America's Third Party and our Conspiracy Monday show. I'm David Sponheim, and we are in the middle of what appears to be an uptick in the police state. Donald Trump now allowing local police officers to have even more weapons. We knew this was going to happen. The puppet we know as Trump is doing the bidding of the New World Order and pushing us closer to the brink of a riotous civil unrest with his mouth. We've got viewers all around the world watching us, and we're trying to provide venues for all of you. At americasthirdparty.com, there's now a C box in there for anyone to chat, and your chat is recorded. It may have a glitch where it pops to white screen, but it is going in when you hit the enter button. You can refresh and see it there. I am trying to maximize potential for everybody so that some people with tablets can get access now at ustream.tv/channel/America's Third Party. So tablet development at Ustream is going forward, and they even have an app you can download. And I guess Ustream was bought up by IBM, and they're trying to make a cool chat room there, so that'll be interesting. North Korea has fired missiles over Japan, sharply escalating tensions. Lots of things are happening. There's activists are going to march from Charlottesville to DC coming up. This is absolutely necessary for me to do this show every night, in case you're wondering. I've got videos of the yin yang here all lined up talking about Ivanka and Donald. It seems like his crescendo of incompetence is coming to a head. More than likely he's going to step down due to his memory issues. The other day, Carl Icahn was taken aback when Donald Trump was asked, "Is Carl Icahn your advisor?" And Donald said, no, he's not my advisor. He didn't remember that Carl Icahn was on the advisory group. That's how out of it he is. Carl Icahn was upset, but was decent about it and didn't say anything negative. He just said he's retiring from the advisory group. But when he doesn't even remember who his advisors are, he doesn't take intel reports because it's too complicated. We've got a lot of problems. Me, David. Yeah. Oh, I could put up with way more abuse than Donald's putting up with. Are you kidding me? I'm growing into the shoes of a person who is absolutely impervious to verbal abuse. I didn't plan on being this person, but I am. And there's no other way I can describe the 15,000 hours of broadcasting that I've done. No other human being on earth has done this consistently every day, except for Sundays. We take a day of rest. Yesterday was Sunday. I understand we had a lot of viewers yesterday in our show watching the recorded broadcast, so that's cool. Well, I'm ready now. I've been ready in 2008. I mean, you look at my pictures in 2008, you can tell I was ready to be president at that time. At this time, we're looking at almost an unbelievable melee of errors coming out of the Trump administration and pointing to the Russian connection. And we're going to talk about Robert Mueller's recent findings and get into that a little bit deeper in a second, or in a little bit. But in 2008, I was out there trying to stop Obama, starting a grassroots campaign online. And this is what I did after 50 days, 10 hours a day broadcasting. I went out and did a little videotape of myself out in front of my car.
Hi, good morning. As you can see, I'm still wearing the shirt I wore last night and yesterday at Blog TV. It's exhilarating to do Blog TV. We've been having an incredible time. This is in fact day 54. I thought yesterday was day 54, but we did a recount, and we determined that today is day 54.
All right, so you could tell I was pretty tired. I was burnt out. You know, that was 8-9 years ago. Okay, we've got a situation going on with Japan. Oh, excuse me. 2 dead, 4 hospitalized in a shooting at a New Mexico library. Apparently, one person was arrested in the incident. A library patron said she was in the Clovis Carter Public Library with her son when a man came in and started to shoot into the air. It happened so fast, she told the newspaper. We took off fast. My purse is still in there. 40,000 people in this town of Clovis, east of Albuquerque, near the Texas border. All right, well, that's a little tidbit of news I didn't really get to earlier. Former Trump advisor has arranged for Ivanka to sit in Putin's private chair. This is the activity of a person who's completely out of it. Let's listen to this.
Advisor to Donald Trump once allegedly arranged for Ivanka Trump to sit in Vladimir Putin's chair in the Russian president's office in the Kremlin. The New York Times obtained an email from former advisor Felix Sater, a Russian-born businessman who previously urged the Trump organization to pursue a real estate deal in Moscow that he said would help Trump win the presidential election. The email refers to a trip to Moscow that Trump's children Ivanka Trump and Donald Trump Jr. took in 2006. Sater wrote to President Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, in November 2015, "I arranged for Ivanka to sit in Putin's private chair at his desk and office in the Kremlin." The statement was followed by a claim that Sater could convince Putin to buy into the real estate deal. Ivanka has not confirmed or denied whether she sat in Putin's chair, only saying that she has never met President Vladimir Putin.
Okay, well, first of all, it's not Putin, it's Putin. So I thought that was funny. So we played it again for you. But the whole idea is Ivanka is close friends with Wendy Dang Murdoch, who was the girlfriend of Vladimir Putin. So how could Ivanka not know Putin when she knows his girlfriend? But anyway, bottom line is Trump has been colluding with Russia for years, and we're just finding this out. I've got to find out more information before I can get you the information you want to see, because I'm a little bit out of touch with my board. During the pre-show, everything came in so fast, it was almost out of control.
turn the beat up. Throw your hands up in the dance floor. Tell the DJ, turn the beat up.
Yeah, that was good. That was Scissor Fight's Throw Your Hands Up song. Okay, we've got a couple things. I finally found the information I was looking for, so in case you're wondering what was going on, that was what's happening. Okay. Mueller is his team is asking if Trump tried to hide the purpose of Trump Tower meeting. Yeah, big question coming from Robert Mueller. We're waiting for indictments on Trump's tax returns. We haven't seen any subpoenas or anything. I'm wondering where Robert Mueller is, but this is where he's at. All right. Bear in mind that I do purge any name calling or slander in the room. So if you're wondering what's going on, it's definitely a reason to be muted. All right. This is a story of a man controlling his son's testimony, which is illegal, by the way. You can't tell your son what to say and then him put his hand on a Bible and swear to God that's the truth. Well, we need to know where he made the money. That's the point. We need 10 years of tax returns presented by Donald Trump, and Mueller's got to ask for that. If he doesn't, we're still wondering if Mueller even has the ability to do this. But this is where we're at. Federal investigators work for special counsel Robert Mueller are keenly focused on Trump's role in crafting a response to a published article about a meeting between Russians and his son, Donald Jr. 3 sources familiar with the matter told NBC News. The sources said that the prosecutors want to know what Trump knew about the meeting and whether he sought to conceal its purpose. We need to know if he's been siphoning off of Russian payoffs for 10 years. What do you mean, WTF? It's every reason the investigation is about how Russia colluded with Trump to control the election. Of course we have it as exculpatory evidence. What the hell? What are you, out of your mind? Of course his tax returns have to be seen. Every single one of them has to be scrutinized. All right, you just want to sneak away because you're a sneaky snake like he is. The sources told NBC News that they wanted to know what Trump knew about the meeting. Okay, the meeting occurred at Trump Tower in June of 2016 and was attended by Trump Jr. and the campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, who we now know is a Russian agent, and Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. The meeting, which was first reported by the New York Times, also involved Russian attorney Natalia Veselnitskaya and former Soviet intelligence officer Rinat Akhmetshin. At the time, the White House confirmed that Trump had weighed in as a response to the Times report was drafted about Air Force One on July 8th as the president returned to the U.S. The Post reported that Trump had dictated the response. The initial response by Donald Trump Jr. was drafted aboard Air Force One. A short introductory meeting. I asked Jared and Paul to stop by. We primarily discussed a program about the adoption of Russian children that was active and popular with American families. Oh yeah, right. You met with this woman about the adoption. I heard that Donald Jr. said he was looking for the emails from Hillary, and the attorney turned out to be a lobbyist trying to end sanctions with Russia, or for Russia. Yeah. So the whole thing is kind of a misconstrued, ridiculous rewrite by Donald Trump. David, I live alone, no family. You make me happy. I love you. That's so cool. Well, thank you very much for at least hanging out. You know, that's what we are here for. This is a free show. And we want everyone to know that I'm dedicated to free communication. My goal was to start this show to defy the censorship that was everywhere. Oh, yeah. Oh, no hurry. The idea was to stop the censorship by beating the censors at the internet. And I jumped on the internet very fast, and we got started in 2008, and we beat them. The UHF rebroadcasting of this signal defies the elitists of the New World Order. They can't stop it. They've tried to hit it with anti-transmitters, and the good people that are multicasting us on UHF have managed to find ways of evading the anti-transmitters. So everything's going forward just as I planned. I didn't plan on the UHF viewership, though. That was kind of a new thought. But we did know that word of mouth was definitely going to happen. My opinion about Sheriff Joe is he needs a job. I would put him on as a cold case posse found expert evidence to show that Barack Obama has indeed committed fraud with that birth certificate. And all along, the Supreme Court kept avoiding the issue because they knew that they knew that Obama had lied and fraudulently said he was from Honolulu. You won't be able to find my UHF channel unless you're in the know. Yeah, you people who are watching it know where that is. Good. I'm not supposed to really know about that, other than the fact that they're doing it. The less I know, the better, because a Supreme Court ruling recently, past few years, suggests that anybody can support or not support a candidate as long as the candidate's not fully involved with that information. So it's just ironic that we're getting all this free viewership finally, which is what we should have had in 2008 had our country's political system worked properly. I would have had some free advertising, but I was censored and have been for 8 years in my own country. I am absolutely convinced that this censorship is disturbing our political flow and preventing our country from actually getting better. I think they spend more than $70,000 a year. I think Mark Vaughn's made $13.7 million in a couple years censoring me. And that's just not true. I'm a candidate of my own making, basically. I'm running for president of the United States, but I haven't officially filed for the 2020 election. I'm still testing the waters, but I'm going to be filing, I assure you. We've announced this. It's all good. So,
Okay.
you had a pretty big day, huh?
I've just worked all day.
Wow, okay. I am really ready to talk to you. We must rise up, yeah, but don't rob liquor stores.
I can give you a break if you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Sarah's going to give me a break. We talked about the Robert Mueller case where he's still trying to figure out why Donald Trump influenced his son's testimony. Was BS. Well, I've been a candidate for the past 3 elections. Sarah and I have been working together to help build this party, and every single election we apply and file for the write-in candidacy. And this year we're going to be starting the process of filing in 35 separate states for the write-in candidacy, because now we have to get on the board in every state, which is crazy. All right, so I'm going to get rid of the background and bring in a different background, the White House, and make sure there's no static in the picture. I guess that'll do. I'm ready to go and pass the torch to Sarah. She can talk to you people about what's going on. Yeah, I'm not censoring anybody unless they slander me. You have freedom of speech. Trump is a person who didn't have any experience at all and now is proving to be incompetent. My IQ is about 80 points higher than Trump's, so I have a much better chance of solving the problems facing the country. If you want to hang out and hear about our platform, we do talk about that. You can go to our website, americasthirdparty.com, and look at our concise platform, or even go deep into the old site and check out all our different ways we're going to help the country. We've written a book called Hybrid Capitalism, which is a template on fixing the economy. And this particular version is going to Mad Dog. He was the one who sent us all kinds of great equipment, mics and mixers, and he qualifies for receiving this number 4 signed edition. Thank you. Sarah.
We're not visiting Texas right now. Maybe later. someday we might visit Texas. We have been to Houston in the past. How do you get a signed book? Simply donate $100 right now to America's PayPal. America's Third Party at gmail.com is our PayPal account. So $100. You must be a U.S. citizen. We do not take any money from corporations or foreign nationals. Okay, Xanatrell. Yes, if you want it signed, but you can get like a cheap book online. I think we even have the Kindle version for 99 cents or something like that. So you can read it for 99 cents, or if you really want a signature, it would be $100. Buy the book from Amazon. Wait, and maybe if you meet David in person, he'll sign it for you. Yeah, that's pretty much $467. That's about right. David would charge that much for his autograph. It's a donation. It would be a donation to say, hey, David, I support what you're doing and to keep up the good work, so I'm going to donate $100, and I would appreciate a signed book in return. It is not tax deductible. Political contributions are not tax deductible. All right. Well, Xanatrell, good for him. You can tell that to David. I'm obviously not him, so. Today is the 28th, and we can call it Conspiracy Monday. Well, that's good. 467. There you go. David values his signature more than Trump or the other person you mentioned. Nope, I will never be able to provide you with that 963. I know, it's just that simple. No, I'm not pregnant. Are you? Oh, I know you're a man and you can't physically do that, but hello, Bad Hill Boy and Big Doss and Bubba Smithson. Yeah, blueberry picking would be great. Sounds good. Oh, I didn't want that. Browser. So David have everything with that browser? No. Okay, here we go. Oh, thanks for the little, that's cute. I hadn't seen the little kiss emoticon before. I think I actually like the wig on David. I think he looks good with it. There you go. Barbara Streisand charges over $200 just to go to one of her concerts. That's good. If you say it's worth it. All right. 7 minutes ago. Hello, Star. Because I said David looks good in his wig? And you think I should have my eyes checked? If you donate $25, what do you get? You'd have to ask David. You can buy t-shirts on our store. That doesn't really count as a donation. Because we've lowered the price just to like what the materials, what the company charges to make them. You would get David bragging on you for a long time. until the next donation comes in. I don't know. The shirts are made by a company called Spreadshirt. Okay, I Love Fries, you were upgraded to first class in American. All you had to say is your family is in Houston. What about I'm trying to get out of Houston? Yeah. I actually do have some family in Houston. I should probably call them and see how they are. Sometimes 547, but it's okay. Alright, 270. Well, then I guess it'll just sit there. No, not all presidential candidates are provided with bodyguards. Not true. Only the mainstream candidates are provided with bodyguards. I know. There we go. They're less lopsided now. And before Obama was a candidate, the presidential candidates were not guarded with bodyguards with the Secret Service. It was only when Obama became president or became a candidate that they started doing that for the other candidates. Hello, Mystify Me. Well, I'm glad. Thank you. I agree. I think there should be none of it for any candidates. It will be fine. David always leaves at the best time. Oh yes, maybe. What just happened? His book fell. So he didn't put it in there correctly or something. All right. I'm going to still read you some Proverbs. Poets are born, not made. Yeah, I know. Poets, like all true artists, possess talents that cannot be taught. Politics makes strange bedfellows. LARPing? What do you mean by LARPing, 771? I do. Yes, I like jeans. It's true. You're the only one that actually reads all channels. You had to come here because, oh, we're not on Periscope because David chooses not to go on Periscope because now he's going on Ustream because he doesn't like that Periscope, like the chat disappears and he can't see how many he was. All right. All right, anyway. Well, maybe you can talk David into doing Periscope. Political interests can bring people together who otherwise have little in common. This saying is adapted from a line in the play The Tempest by William Shakespeare. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. It is spoken by a man who has been shipwrecked and finds himself seeking shelter beside a sleeping monster. No, a spade. A book. read a lot, but not necessarily always a lot of poetry. Yes. Well, okay, well, tell David that again when he gets back. Star, 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 S. Well, I'm sure it wasn't caused by Home Depot. I'm sure I could figure it out, Zenitrell. I learned a little Klingon. David doesn't reward your messages. He's too big and cool. Hello, Zelfire. Oh, interesting. Power J says Debbie Wasserman Schultz agrees to testify against Hillary in the DNC leak investigation. Practice makes perfect. Actually, there's a saying, instead of practice makes perfect, practice makes permanent. Because some people can keep practicing something the wrong way. And then doing something over and over will make you stick in your mind to do it that way. And it's not very good. Can you call me Mom? Sure. I'm not a mother of anyone, so you can call me whatever you want. Practice what you preach. Practice what you preach. Okay, Zelfire. No. 346. Do yourself what you advise others to do. I'm like a den mother in chat, sure. It seems like that. That was rude. Oh, okay, I don't know, 264. Pride goeth before a fall. Yes, I'm reading Proverbs to you and reading your chats. Yes, I try to keep all the kiddos in line. People who are overconfident or too arrogant are likely to fail. This saying is adapted from the biblical book of Proverbs. As David ages, he looks more and more like the Night King from Game of Thrones. I have not seen Game of Thrones, so I'll have to see it. Do you have a picture of it, Ace Spade? Shake it off, 607. I know, it's a cool wardrobe, right? Hello, Walter. Procrastination is the thief of time. Yes. Well, I want to learn these proverbs. Not that kind of pearl necklace, thank you. Putting things off robs us of the opportunity to accomplish something. And yeah. No, 976, thank you. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. This thing appears in Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. Actual use is the best test. Render unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's. I've never been pregnant, Ticken. I like that quote a lot. It was John Lennon, time wasted enjoying yourself was never wasted. I like that. Keep politics separate from certain other fields, such as religion. This is part of a saying of Jesus in the Gospels. The full version is, render unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Well, getting there, 585, in about a week. Oh, there you go. Yes. Merely intending to do good without actually doing it is of no value. A rolling stone gathers no moss. I can maybe make grilled cheese. I don't like eggs, so I don't usually fry them. This proverb, a rolling stone gathers no moss, now has two meanings. People pay a price for always being on the move, and that they have no roots in a specific place. That was the original meaning. Or people who keep moving avoid picking up responsibilities and care. So sometimes it sounds like one was like kind of a negative connotation and the other was a positive. I kind of like moss too, as long as it's not growing on my roof. That's true. When a stone gathers moss, it becomes less of a stone. It starts to break down. Rome wasn't built in a day. Valuable projects take time. Seeing is believing. I'll believe it when I see it with my own two eyes. The show must go on. People are counting on us to do this, and we must not disappoint them. This notion is supposed to be a fundamental principle of entertainers. It's kind of like how David feels about this show. The show must go on every single day. Oh, you might be right, Zenitral. Yeah, I'm not doing trivia per se. I'm just reading you some proverbs. Sic transit gloria mundi. Latin for, thus passes away the glory of the world. Worldly things do not last. Silence is golden. Silence is of great value. Slow but steady wins the race. Consistent, effective effort leads to success. This is the moral of one of Aesop's fables, the tortoise and the hare. A soft answer turneth away wrath. A gentle reply to someone who is angry will pacify that person. This saying comes from the book of Proverbs in the Bible. I like to always have a soft answer. Step on a crack, break your mother's back. Bad luck will come from stepping on the seams of a sidewalk. Still waters run deep. Yes, let them eat cake. That is one of the sayings. A person's calm exterior often conceals great depths of character, just as the deepest streams can have the smoothest surfaces. A stitch in time saves 9. A little preventative maintenance can eliminate the need for major repairs later. There's also an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Stone walls do not a prison make. External constraints cannot imprison someone whose spirit and thoughts are free. This saying is taken from a poem, To Althea from Prison, by the 17th century English poet Richard Lovelace. Strike while the iron is hot. Take advantage of favorable circumstances while they last. The image is from a blacksmith's shop. The smith can shape iron only by striking it with his hammer when it is red hot. Take the bitter with the sweet. Accept life's misfortunes as well as its joys. In about a week. 1963. They start a little bit late here. There are plenty of fish in the sea. There are lots of potential mates in the world. This saying is often used to console a person who has lost a girlfriend or boyfriend. There's many a slip twixt the cup and the lip. Between the time we decide to do something and the time we do it, things often go wrong. AKA most people are fish. That's pretty funny. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Many tasks can be accomplished in several ways. Ooh, I like that, Xanatrell. Life always gives us a second chance. It's called Tomorrow. I like that. Well, hopefully they don't do a ticket. It's just a saying. It doesn't really happen. There's no accounting for taste. Personal preferences are not debatable. This saying is a version of a Latin proverb. De gustibus non est disputandum. There's no fool like an old fool. The most extreme fools are people whose age should have made them wise. Oh, that's a good one. That reminds me of someone. That's so sad, Xanatrell. Yes, they're recording my voice to play over there. There's no place like home. Home is the best of all places. This saying comes from the song Home Sweet Home. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Age makes people wiser looking, and looking the part is 50% job done. There you go. Studying history is necessary to avoid repeating past mistakes. This saying comes from the writings of George Santayana, a Spanish-born American author of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. You live Groundhog Day, the same day over and over. Time and tide wait for no man. The processes of nature continue no matter how much we might like to stop them, or like them to stop. The word tide means time when this proverb was created. Time when this, oh wait. So it may have been the alliteration of the words that first appealed to people. Now the word tide in the proverb is usually thought of in terms of the sea, which certainly does not wait for anyone. David and I sometimes clean the room together. Sometimes he cleans it before me. Time heals all wounds. People eventually get over insults, injuries, and hatreds. At least one would think so, but it's probably better to not do those things in the first place. Time is money. If we don't use our working time to earn money, we are in effect losing money. Ooh. Oh, he goes and looks at it after I set it up. I worked on it today. To err is human, to forgive divine. All people commit sins and make mistakes. God forgives them, and people are acting in godlike divine way when they forgive. This saying is from an essay on criticism by Alexander Pope. Well, eventually the person dies, and so maybe that's healing, Expert Camel. Yeah, sometimes. 585. Too many cooks spoil the broth. When too many people work together on a project, the result can be inferior. Oh, there's one guarantee in life: we all die and become worm food. I like worms. That's a good song, Rob. Oh. Yep, the only thing constant in life is death and taxes. Truth is stranger than fiction. Sometimes what actually happens is more bizarre than anything that could have been imagined. Truth will out. One way or another, in spite of all efforts to conceal it, the truth will come to be known. No, my teeth don't cover my other teeth. Thanks for saying I have nice teeth. I went and got them cleaned today. Scraped and cleaned and did a thorough cleaning job today. That's true. I think you're right, Expert Camel. Some can coordinate and make it really good. So because one saying is many hands make light work. They said the opposite would be that too many cooks spoil the broth. Oh. Ha ha ha, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Turnabout is fair play. You had your turn. Now it's only fair that I should have mine. 2 heads are better than 1. You could buy the veneers, press-on veneers that David has that go on top of your regular teeth. 204. Some problems may be solved more easily by 2 people working together than by 1 working alone. Two wrongs don't make a right. It's true, 205. Maybe Xanatril? Well, I'm not wearing veneers right now. 585. An evil act can't be corrected with more evil. 2's company, 3's a crowd. 1 companion is better than 2. This saying is often used by lovers who want to be by themselves. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. A person who has great responsibilities, such as a king, is constantly worried and therefore doesn't sleep soundly. The saying is a line from the play King Henry IV, Part 2 by William Shakespeare. I guess my responsibilities have increased over the last week, so I've definitely haven't been sleeping as much. That's funny. All right. Variety is the spice of life. Changes and new experiences make life delightful. No, he doesn't usually wear dress shoes. 942. Yep, that's true. 286. Walls have ears. We may be overheard without our knowing it. This saying is a warning to persons who share secrets. Waste not, want not. Okay, yeah, Xanatril, there you go. If we don't waste what we have, we'll still have it in the future and will not lack or want it.
You know what was really interesting? Somebody just said earlier that they're so thankful that Mark started the Cool Rock site so that they could see our show. I'm not kidding. And I said, no, that's what we've been offering all of you. Alternatives to see our show, and Cool Rock is my flagship site I'm developing right now.
Yeah.
It's just interesting how it's working.
That's good.
Yeah. I like your hair. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. 1, 2, 3. Okay. A watched pot never boils. Something we wait for with impatient attention seems to take forever. We have met the enemy, and they are us. May the force be with you. Evil or upsetting forces exist within, not without. This is a twist on Oliver Hazard Perry's words after a naval battle. We have met the enemy and they are ours. The updated version was first used in the comic strip Pogo by Walt Kelly in the 1960s and referred to the turmoil caused by the Vietnam War. David started the Cool Rock site, Xanatrell. David's done all of the creation on the Cool Rock site. I haven't helped him at all.
Okay.
Yeah, so many proverbs, so many time.
Yeah.
So little time. Alright, two more and then
Okay, two more.
Well begun is half done. A good beginning almost assures success. That's why I'm focusing so much on a good beginning.
Foundation is everything.
What will be, will be. Some things cannot be prevented from happening. I thought you were going to continue wearing your wig, but some people don't like it. I like it.
You like the wig? Really? Well,
But it's almost too hot.
it's hot to wear the wig. I can't wear the wig on a hot day. It's people say I'm wearing a wig right now, and I'm not. It's just my real hair. I much prefer having a lighter hair. We are having a Halloween show on Halloween, not this week though. I'm looking at a. I'm not sure the character I'm going to be this year.
Right, Jackson.
I was thinking maybe a robot, like an artificial intelligence creature.
Okay.
You want Mike closer to scrunchy plastic? Okay.
No, they're just saying, I guess, that they could hear it. I don't know.
You can hear what?
When you were putting the wig away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Thank you, Sarah. Wow. We're processing a lot of stories tonight. Tropical Storm Harvey is spinning out of control. Flood still a huge problem for a lot of people.
Every time we do a big weather story, we see fake photos, fake videos, fake news. They get put up on social media, they go viral, and then they inevitably make their way back to us. So let's talk about a few. This photo of planes is where we'll begin, underwater allegedly in Houston. The only problem, it is a mocked up projection from Climate Central of what New York City's LaGuardia Airport would look like after sea level rise.
Yeah, I can't feature fake news. I'm sorry. Breaking news, Home Depot and Governor cause storm by chemtrails. Really? We don't get any trick-or-treat kids. Most of the kids in our area are too lazy. They would rather watch, play Xbox or something. North Korea is firing 3 nuclear missiles, Jackson. We don't know. Donald apparently provoked them, and now they're just pissed off. Yeah. I come back and buffering starts, Mystify says. They start censoring as soon as I come back. And North Korea fires a missile over Japan, sharply escalating tensions.
The CBS Broadcast Center, North Korea has reportedly launched a missile. Japan's state broadcaster NHK says the projectile has passed over Japan. South Korean media is also reporting an unidentified missile was launched.
Now, NHK has also warned people in northern Japan to take precautions. This comes after Kim Jong-un fired several shots, short-range missiles, right into the East Sea on Friday, and those failed and exploded upon launch. We're going to continue to follow this, and as we get more details, we will bring it to you live. Again, North Korea has fired missiles over Japan.
Okay, so now my response was very, very blunt and high Xenotryl. I don't go trick-or-treating, no. My response would have been very, very blunt, and I would have shot them out of the sky. Now, even hardcore military guys like Dupster, he said, Dave, no, we don't want to do that. Well, I would trust Dupster over anybody in questioning. He's fought through 3 tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan. So, I mean, he's come back alive. So I have to take his opinion very seriously. There's buffering going on right now, yes. The channel can be brought up at americasthirdparty.com. And you can also go to this link where Walter is at. Hi, Walter. Good evening. This is our YouTube link, which gives you no buffering at all. You can also pop out the Vaughn chat and put it on the side and then bring up the YouTube link, and that'll give you the ability to chat and look at YouTube. Or just go to America's Third Party. We're giving you a multitude of ways to get into the show. And we even have a C box now, which is open. Zelfire was in there tonight, 28 minutes ago. This is a C box, which is emergency guaranteed chat room in the event of a disaster. And we find this is the best one because anybody can get in there and create an account. There it is. So I type in there and go, howdy. You have to give it a name at the top, and then below you write howdy. Say whatever you want. Howdy brah. Jackson wrote howdy brah back just now. See, 10 seconds ago. See how easy it works? Yeah, we're doing with counterattack by scrambling and providing multiple ways of getting into the show. Guess 472. All he can talk about, Dupster, is that he was in the Marine Corps. He can't give you special information. He was in very complex missions that he can't really elaborate. But if he says we shouldn't fire those missiles down, it'll just provoke Kim Jong-un. Maybe he has a point. Then again, doesn't it get rid of his arsenal when we do fire him down? Wow, I think I bled a little bit. Well, I think that is blood, yes. A little scab. I must have bumped into a tree outside. Buffering, yeah, I know. I'm trying to help you out with the buffering. So we'll have to elaborate more on whether we'd retaliate by taking out his missiles. But it does get rid of his arsenal, doesn't it? If we continue to take out his missiles and he continues to fire them into the sky, wouldn't that be a good way to get rid of his arsenal? Any ideas on this, or can we have a conversation? No. All right, don't worry about it. It's not your problem. It's not even Donald Trump's problem. He gave up all authority for the military to General Mattis. So he doesn't really want to be bothered with the intel. It's very disturbing. It's boring. He likes to handle his financials, talk about how much money he's making in his company. That's something he's more interested in than the intel required to run the country. No, I think Dupster could have some valid points. I mean, if he had a gut reaction that we would get, that if we were to knock out the missiles, we would create an even bigger problem, I'm going to take his opinion very seriously. Well, thank you. I'm working on an impersonation. So I'm going to give Dupster a lot of credit, considering he's fought through 3 wars and lived, or 3 battles and lived, and his friends all died around him. So yeah, I take it seriously. He's also the person who said that maybe North Korea is just pushing some agenda to draw us out. And, obviously it's working. Drawing Trump out, having him yell back, that really did work. And maybe China is behind North Korea's attempt to, test our forces. Seriously. So there's a lot of interesting inputs from a guy who's fought battles and knows the enemy. So, all right. There is no ATV bike here, Mama June. It's in Dupster's possession. He's going to give it to me. It's a personal gift. No, I did not commit a felony. No, valor theft is no, stolen valor is not even a law anymore. Yeah, there was a guy who came into our show called Hoppy, and the Stolen Valor Act was in effect when he was telling us he was a former U.S. Army 101st Airborne, and then it turns out he's this scrawny little guy who looks like he's disabled when we finally met him. And that was the Stolen Valor Act violation during that time period. But then under Obama, the Stolen Valor Act was rescinded. But Dupster's telling the truth. I'm not committing any felonies. Let me just explain something, dude. Zenatril, ma'am. Dupster did send me a picture and put it on Facebook of the bike. And it is beyond belief. It's the coolest bike I've ever seen. I've got a cousin who's got an award-winning bike that he wins almost every year at Sturgis. And he's going to be blown away when he sees this. Yeah, it's the coolest bike I've ever seen. I can't link the bike because the Facebook link has been pulled down. Doobster wants it to be a full reveal for everybody. Yeah, it was a pick up the bike, not the sidecar. It comes with a sidecar too. It's going to be called the Liberty bike. And we're going to go with that concept unless there's a conflict with somebody. Yeah, and we're hoping to put it in a tour. The idea is to put it out on the road so that you could actually see it, sit in it, and have a picture taken with you and your friend sitting in the sidecar. That's my concept. Yeah, you want to take a picture on it too. Well, we all want to take a picture on it. That's why we're going to put it into an actual road trip. That's what I'm hoping for. The America's Third Party road trip. Hell yeah. Well, you know, even if it's affordable, you know, we want to make it affordable for everybody. But we also want a way to generate income because we have been completely shut off. And I know that a lot of you are hurting for financial success in life. And most of the people who are viewing us around the world don't have much money and they can't donate to us anyway because we can't take donations from foreigners. Wow. So witchcraft is on the rise in the Hudson Valley. Interesting. There was a couple of cultists out in Long Island at one time, and the government said, oh no, they're not cultists.
Right now.
I don't know. I mean, there's people that worship the devil, and they do exist. Let's see if this linker... I don't really talk about this person named Frank, who has hardly any views compared to my numbers. My real number of views, by the way, are 688 million views on Vaughn. Now, the number does not reflect that. It says it's under 1 million. Mark has been censoring us big time. Unbelievable attempt of censoring. He makes money censoring me. I'm not into black magic either, but when I hear about evil, you know, cult activity, it disturbs me.
We preview a News 12 special report, Speak No Evil. News 12's Tara Rosenblum has spent the past several months exploring the myth and magic of modern-day witchcraft in our own backyard. She joins us now from the newsroom.
All right, so in this story, we're going to take everything you think you know about witches and turn it upside down. The men and women you're about to meet, yes, they do love magic and spellcasting, but it's nothing like what you see in the movies.
As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul.
I'm a Wiccan high priestess, and that means I'm a witch.
May we never hunger. May we never thirst. May we always...
Okay, I've seen enough. Is this some sort of a... They're messing with my brain. I mean, it's like they want to twist my brain by having... I don't want to listen to their cultic activity. I'm convinced that they exist, and they're probably having 1 million people who are Wiccans. That's just hard to believe.
I'm a Wiccan high priestess, and that means I'm a witch.
May we never hunger. May we never thirst. May we always have enough to share.
I think it becomes your way.
As within.
Yes, they do love magic and spellcasting, but it's nothing like what you see in the movies.
Okay, there are nearly 1 million Wiccans in the United States, and 20% of them are in New York. Yeah, now I'm getting a little freaked out, you know what I'm talking about? But no, seriously, they have the right to pursue their own religion, I guess. But really? Do we need to feature it on our show? Thanks for the link, though. I kind of knew they were out there. Okay, so enough fear-mongering from North Korea. Joe Arpaio has gotten his pardon, and he's a very happy 82-year-old man who now he's looking for maybe running for Senate against Flake. Yeah, state Senate. Oh, this is one of these things. This is not much story here. Don't worry about it. So Trump pardoned him, which is what I suggested he should do, but I think we should go out and continue the prosecution of Obama, and Joe Arpaio is instrumental in getting the truth about the birth certificate, which is still not out there. It's been 8 years, and we still don't have the truth about it. Yeah, I heard David Berkowitz was in a part of a satanic group out of New York. Yeah. The guy is, Joe Arpaio, 82, is going to run for Senate, according to what he's saying now. I think he should lead an investigation into Obama's birth certificate, because he's already led a good, solid investigation. But a lot of people don't care about Obama's birth certificate, but it really does matter. Because if we don't overturn a lot of things Obama put together, we're going to be faced with all the new things that Donald Trump is doing, like adding police officers, giving them more weapons and more equipment, which is something he just passed into law today by executive order. Tens of thousands still need rescue in Houston. What went wrong? Well, they just don't have the plan that we had talked about in 2008 in place. It would have been an immediate food delivery system at the very least. See, a lot of people who don't have food and water start to, get really in trouble if they don't get a direct shipment. Oh, here comes another jet, fracturing my liver and causing ear damage. But it's the sound of freedom. There we go. It's the sound of freedom. I would have liked to have implemented my food drop solution, which is a simple plan, really. Yeah, my fractured liver, it's just sitting here. It's like pâté de foie. If you're French, you would know what that is. I'm talking about the town I live in, hell. It's a small town outside of Beelzebub's Central. Yeah, I live in a jet zone. So naturally, I would like people to see food and water delivered by jet. The food will all be effective, very safe, won't be poisoned. And those peanuts, by the way, probably could be poisoned. I don't want them to be poisoned, though. I ate some old peanuts one day. It was pretty bad. No, there'll be real food. That was a demonstration of what food is. I would never put old peanuts in some bag. I mean, give me a bet. Yeah, see, if I went in to have my liver analyzed, which they can't fix it anyway, according to a top epidemiologist, the jets cause the liver to fracture. I'm about 30 miles, actually 40 miles from Bellingham. Well, if I went and had my liver analyzed, they wouldn't be able to help me anyway. So $3,000 MRI wouldn't solve the problem. Plus, it wouldn't give me the detail I need. I think the best thing I can do for my liver is have a drink. But I haven't had a drink in my life other than a couple times when I kind of overdid it. Yeah, I had a bad experience with alcohol. In 1980, I drank a shot from every year in the 1970s. And I was sitting in a jacuzzi in the Hollywood Hills overlooking the city, and it was just vomit time. I just went in the bathroom and vomited. And thank goodness I did. And I haven't really been a drinker ever since. I don't like alcohol because it makes you feel really, really sick, especially when you get too much of it. But you guys who, worship the porcelain goddess every night and vomit every morning when you wake up and black out, gee, you must love your life if you keep doing it. Unmasked mugshots of Antifa members. Wow, we've got a couple people that I just don't believe these are the mugshots. I just find this hard to believe. My face is almost as strange as that. Have you ever played the game Clue? I know it's fake. Clue has a really funny series of characters. Let me see if there's a picture of them. Waiting. The guy on the far left of the picture, yeah, kind of. Well, apparently there's a lot of pictures that are of these characters. Apparently there are a lot of versions of these games. No, that's not the Clue I remember. Maybe I'm thinking of another game. All right, moving on. I can't call that person because he's nothing compared to me. And please don't mention his name here. Thanks. He has 1/600th of the number of views I have. Thank you. Mark has been censoring me and not him. Why would I want to call that person? Or a case of water in Texas is 25 a fine. Oh, if you charge $100 a case of water, there's a $25,000 fine, according to this person in chat. Guess 472. And please don't mention that person. He's a CIA construct. They're trying to discredit me with these people. Yeah, I find it pretty sad that the CIA has to go out of their way to shut down an American speaking out about the issues. Boy, they've really reached rock bottom, haven't they? I guess that's what happens when you have a controlled government with a brain-dead population for too long. Yeah, they constructed these people like Patrick. He doesn't really exist. They have these people that are claiming to be my enemies. It's just absurd. Yeah, so, well, we got lots of things covered here. Apparently Ivanka arranged for a sit-down where Putin sat. I don't know if she's a bicycle seat sniffer or something, but she did, according to this, arrange to sit in Putin's private chair. I played this earlier in the show. I want to play it again for all of you who missed it.
A former advisor to Donald Trump once allegedly arranged for Ivanka Trump to sit in Vladimir Putin's chair in the Russian president's office in the Kremlin. The New York Times obtained an email from former advisor Felix Sater, a Russian-born businessman who previously urged the Trump organization to pursue a real estate deal in Moscow that he said would help Trump win the presidential election. The email refers to a trip to Moscow that Trump's children Ivanka Trump and Donald Trump Jr. took in 2006. Sater wrote to President Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, in November 2015, "I arranged for Ivanka to sit in Putin's private chair at his desk and office in the Kremlin." The statement was followed by a claim that Sater could convince Putin to buy into the real estate deal. Ivanka has not confirmed or denied whether she sat in Putin's chair, only saying that she has never met President Vladimir Putin.
It's Putin, not Putin. It's okay. Thank you. Hey, we are on the phone with a guy named Tony. Tony, what's your question?
Hey, Dave. Enough about the chair. Let's talk about Ivanka's huge tits.
Well, this isn't that kind of show, man. We don't talk about body parts.
There's cans right there, brother. How about it?
Are you fantasizing about the president's daughter? You sound like Donald.
Hey, nothing wrong with a young man, finding a woman attractive, preferably.
You claim you're a young man. How old are you? Like 39 or something?
I'm much younger than you, brother.
Well, how much younger? Like, how old are you? Like 39?
I'll put it to you this way, dude. I don't live in a manufactured home. I don't have a fractured liver, and I know how to tie a tie properly. What's up with that knot, brother? You should take that off and start over.
Okay, hang on. Will you stay on?
Sarah, get in here and help Dave with this time.
Hang on. Let me get. Will you help me with this? Is this good? There you go.
Embarrassing, Dave.
Well, I had to tie this on the fly, man. And my liver isn't fractured. I was kidding. I was joking about my liver being fractured.
And you rush the tie, bro. You rush the tie every time.
Well, I have to because I do a show every night. You don't. You don't rush. You don't do anything. You don't do anything on camera, do you? No. Have you been on camera at all?
Everybody who actually does a show technically is a broadcaster. They all have something in common.
But do you ever do a show?
No.
Oh. So you have no idea how quick it is you have to tie this thing.
I'm an egomaniac, brother. I don't need to get off on myself like that.
I'm not an egomaniac. Why are you accusing me of being an egomaniac? I'm trying to build a political consensus here, and you're not helping.
All right, hang on. Let's focus on the tie here. Let's get it through there. Okay. Slow and steady, Dave. Slow and steady.
You like? You like? It's a thin tie. I got it at.
I'm on a little delay here, so
I got it at Walmart for $1 in the clearance rack. It's a George for $1.
That's much better.
Thank you so much for giving me good, solid, superficial advice here.
Stop shopping at Walmart.
No, I only shop at Walmart now. It's for rich people. Walmart is for rich people, people with money. All right. Hey, thanks for your call. Keep up the good work, whatever that is. Bye. Okay. There you go. Tony, talking about good work. I don't think the tie's any better than it was. It's a straight tie. That's the problem. Well, people who are rich shop at Walmart. That's the thing. You didn't know that? Well, they have like really good food, like Hamburger Helper there. That's for rich people too. Me, I have to make my own Hamburger Helper. You know, I don't think it's fair to call the future First Lady a tranny, but you can call Michelle Obama a tranny. I don't have a problem with that. There are new pictures that were released last week that Alex Jones was talking about. It shows her grabbing her penis. And you wonder, well, if we haven't had any reckoning from the Obamas on any of these issues, we never found out about why Loretta Fuddy died with $100,000 in her bank account. This is the attention whore that claims that I'm an egomaniac. Okay, go ahead, attention whore. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, no, sorry, I got distracted by your tie. The real reason I was calling is I wanted to bring it to your attention that your arch nemesis, Alex Jones, he has stolen your Michelle Obama huge penis bit.
I know. Well, he abandoned it for a while. He abandoned it for a while. And then he brought it back.
He's back on the horse, Dave. And,
oh, yeah.
And I just want credit to be given where it's due, and I want everyone out there to know that Dave Sponheim, who has an eye for penis, is the one that spotted Michelle's cock.
Well, it wasn't Michelle. The thing is, Joan Rivers alerted all of us to it, and I want to play that clip for all of you to just take a gander at what this thing is bouncing around in her jumpsuit. If you haven't seen this link, I play it as much as I can to show people the deception that went on in the Obama cabinet, and you know they're deceiving you from the Trump cabinet. Oh man, it's just nonstop. It's like Deception Central when you go to the White House. And $3 million to do this ridiculous remake of the White House. What are they putting up, gold-plated walls for Donald? I mean, this is ridiculous. Well, we're putting in gold inlays. And it's going to be very, very special.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so in this particular case, the angle of the dangle has nothing to do with the heat of the meat. So whatever that was, package has been confirmed. Heaviest says Michelle has a dick. Now, if you're wondering how the hell did this happen, thank you 472. You're right. How the hell did this happen? How did we get lied to by American couple Brock and Michelle? I mean, this is crazy. No, you look tired. In fact, your chat is resembling a person who's very tired. I can't be tired. I'm jacked up on antioxidants. And I had a good night's sleep last night. Xanatril, you're so addicted to the concept of looking at a penis that talking to you about a male's body part is absurd. It's like talking to a nympho about cutting back on sex. Yeah, his attitude is way off. That's because he hasn't been laid in like 37 years. Yeah, you can always tell a guy who hasn't been laid in 37 years by how deep his voice is. You had a nightmare? Uh-oh. What was it? Flooding? Flooding nightmare? Okay, I'm going to put that Ivanka thing to rest. That's no longer a story. We are concerned about the addicts. There's a reservoir in Houston called the Addicts Reservoir, and it could burst. So there's a lot more problems ahead for Houston. The water damage is extensive. 30,000 people are displaced. No food and water deliveries like I had planned with my food drop. We are screwed. Why do you lick your lips every time you mention the word penis? I don't. That's just your imagination. You see, a lot of you are turning gay because of the food you're eating. You're eating genetically modified soybeans. And God knows what else is in the air that we're breathing. They're dumping chemicals in our air as well. I don't have skin cancer. The nightmare last night was about you. I dreamed that you did not keep your promise to fix America. Zenatril, I haven't even kept my promise to kick you out of the room yet. I'll do that a little bit later. But thanks for sharing. Apparently Michelle played football. Yeah, she was on the Oregon State University team as Michael Robinson. 1981. The problem is you can't find the book, the yearbook from 1981. So if any of you graduated from 1981 OSU, be sure to contact me. My email is americasthirdparty@gmail.com. I'd like you to see if you can find Michael Robinson in that location of the yearbook, because there's no way I can get the yearbook. OSU won't give it to me. That's my email, americasthirdparty@gmail.com. Well, look, I'm keeping my promise to give you a show every night. I never fail. I always give you a show, and it doesn't cost you anything. So what are you complaining about? Now, there's limitations on what everybody can do in the future, but I don't plan on being controlled by a bunch of elitists like Barack Obama and Donald Trump are. No, the basket's coming on the 5th. It's on the slow boat to China kind of thing. And the XLR cable's probably in the mailbox right now. So when I get it all hooked up, I'll tell you all about it, and we'll get it running, and we'll talk about all the goodness. Thank you, Mad Dog. Okay, we got 2 links coming in. Obama just arrived in Indonesia, and the entire world noticed the disgusting thing he brought with him. Wow. One person said this man needs to have his travel privileges removed. Huh. Oh, disgusting thing being his daughter? I think it's good that he took Malia out on a little separate holiday. I mean, she's been involved in a couple weird things lately. We saw her dancing on the floor the other day at a pot smoking party. And Sasha is so mommy's girl, boy, or daddy's girl. Actually, daddy and daddy. Daddy and daddy. Daddy and daddy having their kids out. And they're not even their real kids. The conspiracy theory that surrounds the Obamas is really, really intense. They've got really close friends that gave birth to Malia and Sasha. And this may come as a shock to you, but they're not really his kids. There is no pregnant picture of Michelle Obama or Michael Obama. I mean, a dude can't be pregnant, right? But there is no pregnant picture of Michelle Obama out there, and I challenge anybody to have one. I don't have kids. No, I don't want kids because it would be a danger to them right now. Now, if we were to somehow get into the White House and somehow Sarah still wanted a child at the age of 44, say 2021, or actually she probably 43. It's possible, you know, but I don't think she wants a kid, and I've talked about it at great length, and you know, we're cool not having kids. No, she doesn't want a kid, and I don't either. 0 viewer count, yeah, right. 0 viewer count and buffering. So let's take a look at the best picture I can get you of his parent. Yeah, there they are. Here are the parents of Obama's kids, and they look just like Sasha and Malia. There they are, and they're good friends with Barack Obama and Michael. Yeah, Jackson, well, you know, I've opened up opportunities for you guys. You can go check us out at YouTube if you don't want the buffering. I'm telling you, the buffering, they're trying to kick me off of Yawn. It's weird. @Runan confirms that I'm correct about this. Well, no, I'm totally virile. Sarah is able to bear children. I mean, it wouldn't be a safe pregnancy per se, because women should have children before they're 40 to be safe. Rodney, I don't think you qualify there. You haven't gotten it up since, what, the last Christmas when you weren't inebriated? So, you don't think we know that? Your webcam's on all the time, man. You may want to put a little tape over it. Okay. Oh, here you get it. Mr. Attention Whore claiming I'm a narcissist. Go ahead, Mr. Attention Whore. I'm listening.
Hey, I got banned out of your room, bro. So, but I got a call from Shrek just a minute ago, and he said you need me to call in because Sarah needs some help.
Dude, I got to tell you, I'm going to unban all right now. I banned you because of the ridiculous remark you made about Sarah.
He said you and Sarah are trying to have a baby.
I think we're done. God, listening to his voice makes my skin crawl, thinking this guy actually has dates with women. It's just like, God, can you imagine? Wow.
Yeah, anybody talking down in these registers has got some serious weird things happening.
Yep. Well, it's not. No, he's in touch with Shrek. Oh yeah, he's been trying to convert Shrek to Trump for some time. David, maybe you don't enough spam. Oh no, I have many spam. Oh yeah, no problem. I could impregnate 14 women just walking by me and smelling me. But that's not something that I want to do. I don't want kids. I don't want to be a deadbeat dad who don't pay no nothing. I'm just trying to be me, man. I gotta be me. I've got the highest sperm count on Earth. That's why I'm trying not to have children. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he was never engaged to anybody. Not even his mom. Well, the bottom line is, many of you are losing touch with reality. You're starting to think funny, weird thoughts, like Jim Morrison is really Chevy Chase. That's a bad conspiracy thought. No, even though Jim Morrison liked to pop pills and, do drugs too, Chevy Chase is not Jim Morrison. So that's just a fake conspiracy theory. Oh yeah, many women would be, look at, I could impregnate any woman, unless they're dead. That would be hard. But let's not talk about my virility. I get tired of doing that. No. Don't, please, change the subject. No, that was not Hillary. It was Tammy Faye. 10 years ago, she passed away. 10 years and about a month and a half. And I had a little special, personal Trinity Broadcasting Network moment thinking about her. Yeah. So, a lot of you think that aliens exist. And I'm trying to figure out why. Because I'm not a conspiracy whack job who believes in aliens. I'm a different kind of conspiracy whack job. Just making myself laugh. I just personally believe that aliens don't exist, that this is a lot of crap. I think that we've been BS'd. The reason I say that is there's not one single photograph of an alien that's credible. And there's 5.4 billion cameras on the planet with cell phones everywhere. And nobody sees aliens, so. Okay, River Phoenix, Bill Hicks. Uh-oh. Lots of stories about this is that guy. There's theories that star whacking has been going on for some time. River Phoenix pictured above is faked his death. He now goes by the name of Mark Dice. Okay. All right, any other good ones? Oh, yeah. Sure. Uh-huh. Well, River Phoenix has a brother who would know if Mark Dice was related to him. So I think they're really spinning off in a different direction. There's another person who believes that Nicole Brown Simpson, who died, many years ago, is really Megyn Kelly. That's the hard part to understand. Yeah, there's a lot of people that believe they look identical, and they were 10 years apart. No, I don't drink processed drinks and never have. I've always eaten natural food, and I have all kinds of really good quality food. Plus, I work out every day. Well, I used to be, I started the show with one intent, and that was to, save the country, and I didn't realize the censorship was going to be this tough. Yeah, really. Where's Natalie Woods now? That should be investigated. Most of our modern technology is derived from alien technology. Oh, okay, so you're one of those people who believes that this is a real picture. We had a guy come in our room, and say this was emphatically a real picture of an alien spacecraft. Okay, what's your question? Go ahead. Hi. Hello? Hello? No answer. Here's a guy who claimed he was 256 years old when he died. So I'm kind of waiting till I turn 90 at least to have children. He fathered over 200 children. This was him back in the late 1800s when he was about 150. And he had 200 children. So I have plenty of time to have kids. Women have to worry about their time they have children. Yeah, I mean, I could father a child up until my 200th year. Dave, your mic went low? It's not low on my end. I am not the joke of the political world. No, people are listening to me all around the country. Welcome, Israel. Hello, Rodney loves Jesus. Are you a person who is what is called a messianic Jew? Rodney loves Jesus. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think the guy had a really good life, man. How do you live to be 256 and have 200 children? We have a lot to learn from him. I'm not feminine at all. It's your imagination. I'm actually more manly. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. What's the question? We're online with Man Talk. What's your question?
Hey, Dave, can you hear me pretty good now?
Yeah, is this Shrek? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, after everything that's transpired over the weekend, my thought, I want to get your thoughts on President Trump. I think I already know what your thoughts are, but President Trump pardoning Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
Yeah, I think that's great. I love it. He did exactly what I told him to do. I really like that. If Trump does exactly what I tell him to do, everything will be fine.
Well, I mean, you're obviously a huge constitutionalist.
Yeah.
You do believe then that Sheriff Joe was acting within his constitutional rights?
Yeah.
By law.
Oh, totally. It doesn't matter if he was violating the Constitution at the time. He was exercising his constitutional rights and authority as the sheriff of Maricopa County. Oh, you want to come in now? This is you're welcome to come in. We got a little lady coming in to take over the manly hour right now. You don't want to come on in? We got Shrek on the line talking about Sheriff Joe Arpaio. You give me about 5 minutes there, sir.
All right. It's kind of buffering every time I try to get in. I have no idea why, but...
Well, it's Mark Vaughn. He's censoring. He's censoring us, man, big time. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Mark Vaughn, I mean, what do you think the issue is? Do you think he is trying to censor you?
Yeah, he makes good money doing it. Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's made like $13 million doing it. I'm not kidding either. This is his bread and butter. That's why he doesn't improve his site. That's why it's still buffering. It's bad code. Well, I can always have kids, guys. I mean, you know, everybody's freaking out about, you know, a man can father a child up into his 200th year. I mean, that's when that guy stopped having children, you know. When you're buff like I am, you can, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about having kids. I can always store my sperm in the Norwegian sperm bank. Don't worry about it.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Sponheim has 1% left in him. And that 1% can be a huge genius. So he wants to make sure that, you know, that sperm count is going to be, you know, passed on to a great child if he wants to have children.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Yeah. You know, so don't worry about that. But I think Joe Arpaio pardoning, yeah, is good.
IQ and his thoughts and everything. Come on.
Oh, really? Well, I got to tell you, I think Joe Arpaio is 82 years old, is amazing, and he should be put in charge. He should be given a job going after Obama's birth certificate. I'm surprised, you know, Trump gave up on Obama and now believes he's born in Honolulu. I do think that. Yeah. Yes, I think that's true. Somebody asked me if I think that beep, 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 beep. I do. I think that's correct. I censored myself. All right. Well, any other questions? Feel free to call, Shrek. Your cell phone's coming in clean now, but the reason why you're buffering is you're not at America's Third Party where we have a battle cam feed. We have a good, clean, real-time signal over there.
Oh, so are you still at iVlog too, or no?
No. iVlog is done, but we do, if you want to get us on a tablet, we have our new feed is at Ustream, which has been re-energized with a brand new chat room. So Ustream is now run by IBM, and they're giving us open access to that channel. So I recommend people who are on a tablet go get the Ustream app and run us off of that. But another idea is going to Cool Rock, and a lot of people are saying, wow, Mark really made a good site there. And no, that's our site. Cool Rock is our flagship site, which I put together so that a lot of you could watch us from another angle. So I've had Cool Rock since the beginning. I plan on making a major site out of it. It's going to be huge.
Well, as I'm going on 5 minutes now of buffering time, let me see if I can catch you on a different platform. And before I go, you know, Mark Vaughn, please fix your shit. Stop censoring a presidential candidate.
Thank you, man.
Have a great night.
Thanks, Shrek. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, Shrek, back on the horse, trying to fight for a third party, knowing full well that this is the way. I'm not a Rainbow registered, no. If somebody registered my name as a Rainbow Coalition member of Washington, that's not me. You got to understand, there are people out there pretending to surf the net as me, and I don't surf the net under my name. I've never done that. So it's extremely disturbing to hear people say things that I didn't do. I've tried to do TV interviews, yeah. I've sent press releases out. Nobody will return my email. I contacted the lady that did an interview with me in front of my house, named Natasha Chen, and she wouldn't return my email. I wanted to know why they misstated that my blackface video had caused a swatting incident 2 years ago, and she never returned my email. So a lot of these people won't even show my footage that I did in front of the house. I've done about 40 minutes of footage in front of a major television network, and they won't even show it. I don't know if we can meet up, but thanks for supporting ATP. There's a proud tranny in the room supporting us. No, there's a video with me that's been pasted up. It's not me. I'm not kidding. It's completely faked. There is no Cherry Breeze Skype sex video. If so, you'd post a link. All right, David, look. New World Order, religious state, the ones with no are okay. State religion. Largest religion of the world prayer guide. Do I really have to go there? Geez, this attention whore just keeps coming, man. And you call me the narcissist? You just keep coming into my show every few minutes? What's the deal?
Dave, I have a fear here based on a tip I just received that Mark Vaughn and Lieutenant Hopper have joined forces. And as you know, Hopper has great resources in the intelligence community. And,
That's a joke, right?
Working to besmirch you.
You don't have anything to say, buddy. Ask me a simple question about politics. Don't talk about nonsense and some guy who committed a felony by committing Stolen Valor Act. Liar. Thank you. Yeah, there is no video, and so if it's a funny video, I'd like to see it. Because they're making up videos left and right, pasting my face into all kinds of stuff. I don't know where the fake video of me... I heard that Lindsey Vonn, the wife of Tiger Woods, and they're planning on suing somebody who hacked into their account and got nude pictures of them. I heard that's the news. Now, nobody's hacked into my account, and I don't have nude pictures of me on my account, so... And I don't store sex pictures in the cloud. I don't have any sex pictures, so... It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Tiger Woods Lindsey Vonn lawsuit, though. Apparently, this organization, Jihadic Celebrity Jihad, something like that, aired this video or pictures of them. All right, well, that's serious. You know, if you're doing some sex thing with your wife, and then you put it on the cloud, and then somebody hacks your account. I mean, can you imagine how insane that is? I never said that. Purge. The roast beef sandwich look, yeah. Okay, well, thanks for sharing your views, man. Tell your mom about that. She'd be very interested in finding out what you're saying about a woman's body part. Jeez, I can't believe the crap that these people are thinking. The Vigilant Christian. The truth about Joel Osteen. Wow, this should be good. We take any type of conspiracy show in the evening. We'll definitely take that one. It's worth it. Thank you. No, Cherry doesn't have any videos of anything. She's making it all up because she's really obsessed with me. And she's been stalking me for about 7 years. We made the mistake of taking a Skype call with her, Sarah and I, and where she attempted to kill herself. And it was horrible. We called the authorities in England and they got help. They knocked her door down. So believe me, you need to get her help. Don't play into her fantasies. Are you aware you are mentioned in Rolling Stone? Yeah, I am. And that slander and libel will be prosecuted. I'm still working on a case. Rolling Stone magazine's called me a bizarre fringe candidate. Look at, man, I look at women all the time. But you can't just give in to your urges. I really do. I can't imagine giving into my urges because, first of all, in a relationship, trust is everything. She doesn't have a sex video to make public. Thank you. Yeah, that's libelous when somebody calls me a bizarre fringe candidate. And Jackson thinks that's funny. And 166, the closest you've ever gotten to sex is your hand. You might want to set together a wedding for you and your hand to walk down the aisle. Dun 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 dun. And there you have it. You and your hand for the rest of your life. Nobody made a sex tape. No, I would never make a sex tape. I'm not like Tiger Woods. Did you actually post a link to your room? Okay. No, I don't. I focus on happy thoughts. You know, some of you people are so screwed up in the head, you don't know what you want in life. And all you think about is whatever gets your rocks off. And it's obvious from this chat that many of you are suffering from Monday masturbation complex. MMC, where at the end of the day you're so tired of going back to work you just start coming home and beating off and thinking about weird thoughts. It's sick. You know, I wanted to talk about conspiracies tonight and how we're being poisoned, how our government is lying to us, and all you talk about is sex. Well, apparently I can talk about the Ashkenazis controlling our porn industry. Let's talk about that. They're surrounding Donald Trump.
16-year-old white girl texts nudes of herself to 17-year-old black boy, and now he's charged with child pornography. There you go. All right, so no, I was never in a gay video ever. That's BS. I'm not gay. No, we're not taking your calls anymore. You're just trying to get in a conversation, Tony. It's not going to work. We're banning you. Fine. Firm excrement has been banned. Let it be known. Let it be known unto the world that firm excrement has been banned from our show. You're finally in. Shrek has been trying to get in here, hitting the refresh screen 800 times. Hey, Shrek. Well, this is a story. Let's take a look at it. We got the time.
We are following some breaking news just into us here at the CBS Broadcast Center. North Korea has reportedly launched a missile. Japan's state broadcaster NHK says the projectile has passed over Japan. South Korean media is also reporting an unidentified missile was launched.
Now, NHK has also warned people...
Okay, so this is a first when the missile actually went over Japan. Okay, thanks for sharing, but we don't take that kind of chat here. Mark21 says the Trump administration will unveil a new plan on Monday to roll back limits on a controversial program that provides local law enforcement agencies with surplus military gear. Yeah, they're going to have more and more surplus military gear put into the hands of the local police. He's building a bigger and bigger police state. And in our pre-show, we featured a bunch of videos about brutality. We got a couple videos here that are just absolutely horrific. Let's go to here to this cop pummel a small boy as he curls in a fetal position. Watch this. This will freak you out.
Yo. Nah, that's yo, not yo, get off. Yo. Hey, I stop resisting. Put your arms on his back right now. Put your arms on his back. Hey, yo, why you hitting him? Why you hitting him? Why you hitting my...
Okay, I'm going to stop there. This brutality is absolutely insane. Now, my orders would be to stand back from a kid who's presenting with such a problem. You can calm people down by standing back and maintaining your position with stun guns and walk this guy down to a calm state. But when they go into a position like this and they keep going after somebody who's pulling in, they're going to hurt that person. And we don't even know if the kid survived. I don't really think tasing is the answer, but it would be the last resort to breaking his neck. He spit and swung at the officers. Okay, well, again, talking to him would have been a little bit better than pushing him to the ground and then, and then at the worst, maybe there's a way of getting those cuffs so that we can tranquilize them while they're cuffed. I don't know if they broke his neck, but they've got these new cuffs out which tranquilize the person as soon as they put the cuffs on. Have you heard about these new cuffs that the cops are going to be using? Well, that's just part of the arsenal they're going to be using into the new evolving police state that Trump is establishing under the New World Order. All right, well, if that wasn't brutal enough for you, how about cops arrest a 90-year-old man for feeding homeless people?
Why is he being arrested?
Shame on you! Shame on you! The whole world watches! The whole world!
That is so stupid on many different levels. It's crazy. It just goes hand to hand with a greater and large police state is definitely a problem.
And we're seeing this grow every day. And we know that if we don't have a political movement, we're never going to get these people to stop. We don't know what the charge is. I'm giving you links, but thanks for asking. And this man's only crime was public intoxication. The cop smashes this drunk guy's head down on the ground for no reason. What you're about to see is extremely violent. Well, good, Buck. I'm glad things are back on normal track. You'll spend the rest of your life dealing with the abuse you've incurred. Well, we have a lot of people who are against the police state here. Thank you. Try not to think about it too much, Buck. It's been pretty hard on you, I'm sure. Okay, check this out.
The last of it. Getting the last good sip.
Do you need that can of beer? Can I throw it out to see?
Nah, I found out the victim.
Would you mind? Thanks.
I got signed out by a victim. So, hey, guys.
Look at this again. Watch this. Look at him slam his head on the cement.
Hey, guys. I got signed out by a victim. So, hey, guys.
Yeah. He's out. Oh, he's out. I'm sure he incurred a serious head trauma. That could have killed him. So no cop will be allowed to do this when I'm president. He'll be immediately fired, and we will be taking any money away from their salaries too. And anybody who's got penalties against them for a second and third act of violence and brutality will have their pension plan taken away as well. Yeah, they can sue us for their pension. Without any muscle behind the financial backing of these municipalities and telling these people, hey, you're going to have to retrain your officers with sensitivity training. And I will lay out the protocols. Every single protocol will be specific, and it'll be about a 2-day course these police officers will have to do. You found another NPR audience doesn't go with the Buddy Roemer flow? Oh, so they're, oh yeah, okay, they slandered me there. Thank you. I will save that. Excellent. I have, it goes in my slander file. Thanks for finding it, George Washington 1. Appreciate it, man. Good job. We've got a whole threat library as well. We put this stuff together. Okay, let me do a new contact file, new group. Oh, it's slander. Thank you. All right, good. Okay, Tropical Storm Harvey is potentially still very dangerous. It's going to push the ability of Houston and outlying areas to their max.
So what you're looking at is some really unbelievable drone footage out of the Houston area. It gives you real perspective on Harvey's torrential rain that has already pushed rivers and bayous to record levels. Now, because of the sheer volume of water from Harvey, it is going to take weeks to... What you're looking at is some really unbelievable drone footage out of the Houston area. It gives you real perspective on Harvey's torrential rain that has already pushed rivers and bayous to record levels. Now, because of the sheer volume of water from from Harvey, it is going to take weeks to drain through the rivers across Texas. I want you to glance at how much rain has already come down, more than 40 inches in some spots, and there's going to be so much more on top of that. So we want to show you some of the areas of concern, the Houston bayous, the Brazos, Colorado, and Guadalupe rivers. All of these spots that you see in the purple is where we could be setting all-time records that were previously broken back by Allison in 2001. The Brazos River is expected to crest more than 4 feet above the previous record. The flooding in Houston has exceeded what was observed, as we told you about, during Tropical Storm Allison. That was over 16 years ago in some locations. Localized storm total rain amounts up to 50 inches are still not out of the question once Harvey finishes up later on in the week. Never fails. Every time we do.
Okay, that was good. We got the TR3B video here that came to me from Japan. Very unusual video. It's quick and to the point. Let's play you all these interesting pictures of what appears to be a flying wedge. The government has developed technology that is top secret, and that's the wrong video. Hold on. My bad.
Nicely. Was ist denn das?
No, it's not there. Is that it? What the fuck is that?
Everyone's looking at it. I think it may be an advertising thing. Have you got it on there?
What the fuck is that?
Have you got it on there?
Yeah.
No, this footage is really, really interesting. I mean, this is all really good compilation footage of very good pictures of this flying disc that developed. The government calls it the TR3B. And very few people have actually seen it, and this is very rare footage. That's why I was asked by one of our viewers to play it. I'll play it in the background while I talk. But I believe this is a government installation developed to take out areas that, you know, are in desperate need of video cloaking capability with the aircraft so that nobody shoots it. And we need to take care of an area that needs to be carpet bombed, like this one was. This is dark government stuff, so whatever we know about this is coming from photographs that's highly unstable. Now that admittedly looks like a fake thing hanging off a string. But there are some legitimate questions about this program. The government has alluded to its existence in various forms. The FBI released an article in 2010 in the Tacoma Tribune describing a flying disc that could carry 200 men, paratroopers, have video cloaking capability, and fly as high as 70,000 feet. This is very interesting stuff, but 2 weeks later that article was pulled off the Tacoma Tribune and was yanked. It doesn't exist anymore. So there's a reason why they're covering it up. They don't want anyone to know that they've been working on a different track of scientific development. And it turns out our government really does have a separate space division for the military, and it's not NASA. So a lot of things are still, you know, in the conspiracy realm when it comes to flying objects. I saw a lot of discs in the sky in the 60s. I saw quite a few of them. Shared that same vision by 200 others that signed on to MUFON and said they saw the same thing I saw. So many people saw these discs in the sky in 1967 in Orange County, California. And they were similar to these discs, but different. Unacknowledged is a great movie. I'm going to have to watch it. Paris, France, 2013. This is perhaps the best picture of the disc itself. Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
And, you know, I believe and acknowledge that there are probably aliens in the world or outside of our world. But I don't necessarily think that they're what we think they are. They may very well be just like small amoebas. She's sleepy. We're all very tired. We've been working all day. I've been doing a lot of work outside, so.
Thank you.
Anyway, we could talk about aliens and that existence in the future if you want, but we have another show tomorrow, Truth Tuesday, where we touch on the subjects of false flags that could be going on without evidence of actual deaths. And Truth Tuesday features a discussion of the 9/11 event that may or may not have been a demolition. We'd like to reopen an investigation into that. Okay. I think aliens, if they do exist, haven't shown themselves very much. They haven't made their face available to people. So a lot of people are concerned that 10 refineries close as Harvey drenches the Texas energy hub. That means the price of gas is going to increase. This is a fact. I don't own a restaurant in California. No, that's not true. But this is devastation, yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, we're talking, these restaurants are trashed. Anything with that much water has got mildew issues going on. But key refineries and production facilities have been forced to close, so the price of gas in the South, which is traditionally a very low-cost gas, will skyrocket. No doubt. It just went up 50 cents where you are, Mark. Mark just said it went up 50 cents today. It hasn't affected our area up in the Pacific Northwest, but we'll see if it does soon. I don't watch the lawn grow, man. I work all the time physically. I'm trying to stay, you know, physically active.
You do a great job, David.
Okay. That's not the same David Sponheim, man. That's a different guy. Yeah, that's a different. There's a couple of David Sponheims in the country. Sarah and I have discussed it. Neither one of us want children. Is that okay? Can we have our own view? Isn't this free will? Yeah. Oh no. Nope, we're not taking calls from attention junkies.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's not me, man. That's another guy. He lives down in Long Beach, California. I don't own that restaurant. But apparently there was a David John Sponheim who shared my middle name, but it was a different John. It was John, not Jon. I'm Jon. And apparently he died in 2002 and has a really bad history in the Marines. And that's, people have confused me with him too. Oh, I did that one already. Yeah. Yeah, that's not that important. You can X out of it. All right, thank you, everybody. Walter says, I like this theory even if it is fake. TR3B, yeah.
Did you want me to save this one already, or you did?
I didn't save it. Save it. Save it. Okay, Walter says the mythology is that the TR3B flies using a magnetic field to accelerate a spinning superfluid to relativistic velocities. A veritable ion generator that pushes the unit up and down with propulsion that is unlike anything we've ever used with combustible material. That's a very good theory, Walter. You seem to know a lot about the TR3B. Are you an alien? Dave, tell Sarah I love her. Yes, I love Sarah. Hey, this has been a good show overall. I mean, I love you too. We're trying to dispel any myths that we're not a normal couple, because we are a normal couple. Yeah, the blimp mobile medical unit would have helped these people. Yeah, no question about it. I was wondering what was touching me. It was like an ant down there. It was like her foot was touching me. I thought there was a little ant down there. Okay, I got to step out, get some air. Footsie with Sarah. She'll give me a little break, and I'll be up until 10 o'clock on the live show, and then we go to the video section, which is another 4 hours of video from links that we get from... Oh, keep that. That's always got to be up. Have you seen this? This is hilarious. We've got this amazing TV set from the 1980s, and whenever I want to just go to the 80s, I go here, I click it on.
George C. Scott, Art Carney, Louise Fletcher, and Drew Barrymore as Stephen King's Firestarter.
It's all random, too.
An unbelievable 508.32 loss, closing. The Dow closing at 1,738.41.
1,738. That was when the Dow Jones was 1,700, not 22,000. So there you have it. Let me give you the link to this. It's the best, the coolest link I've had all year long. And I keep it up just because I like to go to it. Lou Dobbs Jr., yeah. It's only one video on loop per channel. Whatever. I like the site, okay? Can I have that view? Thanks a lot.
Sure, you can have any view you want, David.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a warm night.
Yeah. Mueller team is asking if Trump tried to hide purpose of Trump Tower meeting. Three's company. No, two's company. Three's crowd. All right. I don't know what did he just say? It was work night? I don't know about work night, but I did some stuff today. That's just how I am. Did I just wake up? No, I did not just wake up. I've been up since, well, I guess it's about 6 in the morning. Yeah. You're okay, well that's good for you. So there's Walter's talking about a fluid that holds magnetic particles. You're not an alien, sadly. Well, I think I'm glad you're not an alien. You might not be glad, but... That was weird. I did watch Wolf of Wall Street. Wasn't it with I forget the actor, blonde. Thinks he's hot stuff. It's not Liam. It's I knew it started with an L. Leo DiCaprio. Yes. Exactly. I didn't really like Wolf of Wall Street. Oh, so Trump kicked the Secret Service out of his building because of all the vacationing he said he would never do, has bankrupted them, and they can't afford to pay him rent anymore. It's just, yeah. Well, I'm glad they're out of his building. Maybe they should say, we can't afford to protect you anymore. I know Wolf of Wall Street is based off of a real guy. Kind of bizarre. Oh, goodness. Trump is unusually silent after aides challenge him. Some close to the president who have seen his approval ratings plummet say he needs Tillerson and Cohn more than they need him. I agree with that. Hello, misanthropy. The site is working properly. Yeah, the Trump's drained the Secret Service dry. And he acts like, I'm not taking a salary. I'm just getting paid from the Secret Service. I'll charge them to stay in my hotels. So River Phoenix, Mark Dice, what? Celebrities you thought were dead are now participating in the world of espionage as spies? I'll just leave that for David. I'm not into all that. Yes, David loves me very much. Thank you. You're dying thinking about that Trump charges, government charges back. It's a really good video. Check it out. My highlight of my weekend is I went and saw my very good friends. I hadn't seen her in about all summer. And it was really good. Okay. I'll put it in new 8 so David can watch it later. David doesn't keep me from seeing my friends. My friends had other things to do, that's all. Just like me. I'll add it to new 8 as well as economics maybe. There we go. Alright, thank you. Oh, it's a Peter Joseph video. Yes. Peter Joseph's the one that made Zeitgeist and Zeitgeist Addendum. Allura works hard. Yes. I'm not familiar with Abby Martin. But very good. Nice. All right. David dropped something. It's okay. Abby's a strong woman. I'd like her. All right. Sounds good. I probably would like her. Obama just arrived in Indonesia and the entire world noticed. So presidents get an extra $1 million for travel expenses should they need it on top of their basic pension. Not to mention the cost of flying the Secret Service all over the world following him. Wow. I agree that utopia will never happen, Bag End Audio. I like water, Mad Dog. I know that wasn't the question. Well, I know I need to go work on... Well, I need to go work on my own eyebrows. My family really is in Houston. Now you have me worried like something happened to them because I haven't talked to them since before Hurricane Harvey. Maybe I should call them. Well, sometimes I lift my eyebrows, which is kind of weird, like especially this one. That's my teacher look like. What are you doing? I don't understand that. Hello, Silent Man. The corners? What corners? Like on this side here? I should do that. That's a good idea. Go do a day spa and have them pluck my eyebrows and get them waxed and all that. Yeah, I read it Worldwide Cataclysm too. Well, I went and got my teeth cleaned today. So that was good. I know. That was my treat for myself. I'll go work on my eyebrows in between the breaks. But right now after the show. Sounds good, Bag End Audio. Oh, I've got to save all these links. All right. You're gonna sculpt my eyebrows for me? That would be great. Probably would appreciate it. Is there really a group like that, Misanthropy? I mean, I've heard that there's a group like that, but I don't know. Or do you have to like, and do you have to, is it under the dark web or something? Or is it just like down the street? Well, how do you, I mean, how do you like find that service, I guess? Good night, Mad Dog.
Hey folks, welcome to another video from aplaintruth.info.
Have a good night. Don't work too hard at the morgue in the morning. Oh, maybe it is on Craigslist. Well, this is my... Oh man, I've been working all day. Look. I moved furniture a little bit. Did some rearranging. Did some unpacking. Yeah. Did some organizing. Yeah. I know, sorry. Your former roommate wanted to get one? Oh, but his girlfriend didn't want him to? I know. Your and your. Belonging to and you are. There's posters that tell them what they are. Gender X could be an option on California state IDs. Alright, I'll click your link because David would probably like it. Oh, they probably just pretend to clean more. Maybe. Rapidly rising floodwaters. All right. There's an article about Obama trying to pretend like he's helping floodwater victims when, I guess when there was a flood when he was president, he didn't help them. August of last year, when Obama was in office, prolonged rainfall resulted in catastrophic flooding across the state of Louisiana. And Obama never extended his condolences or visited Louisiana. Wow. Fast forward to Hurricane Harvey, and now Obama is suddenly eager to show up on the scene, anxious to pretend he's worrying about Americans. Wow. And he took to social media, thanking people for their efforts during the hurricane. All right, but he should go visit Louisiana, where they flooded last year. I'm gonna send you to voicemail, Tony. Thank you. If poor grammar goes unchecked, all is lost. Period. Okay. I'll save this under Obama. I wonder if David has an Obama file. He used to. Alright, let's go to a new file. Obama. Why do I dress up for you? Because I think you expect it. It was a positive comment. How am I going to do? Well, you didn't say Rodney, you said Tony. What is your name? Who are you really? Thank you. I should show you all the links that David has. I'm going to close out of this one. That's what I'm doing right now, is going through the links. David's links. Miami Herald. I'll put you on speakerphone.
Call from to accept.
Okay, now you're on what? Hi.
Hey, it's okay, no worries. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing pretty good. I just had a...
Did you enjoy your summer vacation?
I did. I got a lot of things done around here. Well, you know, it's...
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, how about you?
Not bad, you know.
Sitting in the hot tub.
What's that?
You were sitting in the hot tub enjoying your...
Not much this time of year, you know what I mean? But, a lot of time poolside, a lot of time at the beach. But, you know, you gotta be careful this time of year. You gotta space it out. You don't want to be outside the wrong times of the day.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, the reason I was calling is I wanted to, like, catch you up on a dialogue I was having with Dave earlier. You know, because these trolls were pressing their noses into your personal business, asking Dave about whether or not you guys were going to procreate. And, you know, Dave was kind of open kimono, so to speak, and told us that he's got some issues in terms of, you know,
David has no issues at all. If anyone has, the only person that has...
That, you know, if you guys ever decide you do need a child, that, you know, old Rodney's always here. You know, you need that package delivered properly. So I just wanted to bring you up to date and let you know that that offer's out there, and just let me know.
All right, thank you, but no thank you. All right, take care. He's the troll. He likes his voice. Okay. I'm just going through David's things that he's already added and making sure I get rid of them. Rodney is Shrek. Well, David thinks that Rodney and Shrek are two different people. So... I don't think David has issues committing. He's committed to me. Rodney is Shrek. That's funny. And Steve, and who else? You're asking the question, so it must be the truth. They both spend their time on here, that's true. I can get rid of this. What is this? This is back in 2012. I remember this article. Okay. Well, we can't see your link. 783 because anytime guests post links, their links are removed. Ha. Oh yes, I'll leave this for David. Did David see the thing about gender X being an option on California state IDs? I don't know if he's seen that yet. And this is the new human rights movement. Reinventing the economy to end repression. What year did he write this? Oh, he wrote it in March? This is homeless people in Japan. It's new. Okay. That looks interesting. Have you read it, Miss Anthropy? Or are you going to get it? You're about 50 pages in, and you like it so far? I bought a book this summer and read the whole thing, but it just wasn't for me. Even though I read the whole thing. Sometimes I have a hard time saying no to books that, like, you know, when you realize this book's probably not for me, but you continue reading it anyway. I don't want to play this. I'm just closing that one out. And closing that out. Most books for you, but he's keeping your attention. That's good. Yeah, I don't know why. Quite a few books. Yeah, sometimes they bore me too. Sometimes. Usually I like reading. I learn things. But sometimes when I read, I think, man, Rodney, I'm gonna purge your messages because no one should be saying those kinds of things about anyone. Books are okay. There's some good books out there, I'm sure. Oh, yes, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, sometimes when I read, I think to myself, man, I could teach. I mean, I could totally write a book. Well, I kind of did that hybrid capitalism one, but that was with David. And I think I could write a book on myself, or by myself. I'm gonna call this conspiracy. I haven't seen it, so I don't understand. Yeah, you're probably right, Bag End Audio. Good editors are good.
Okay, I got another project done.
Fantastic.
Yeah, getting a lot of work done on my summer.
Thank you.
Trying to get all these little projects done this summer, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Great.
whoops.
What's been going on?
I was just going through your tabs.
You look tired. I'm tired too. Hey, we're gonna just wrap it up in the next hour and in 15 minutes. So yeah. Get some rest. You've done enough to help me out. Thank you. Well, I'm a go-getter.
I could show you what I did.
Oh, what did you do?
I'd get my phone and show you, but.
Oh, On your phone? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, tonight. Show it to me. You look like you're ready for a nap.
I think I am.
She's ready for a nap, and if you this way you get a nap now, I might wake you up for a half an hour show.
That sounds good.
Okay. Oh, by the way, on the sink, there's some chicken salad I made you. It's really good.
Okay, I'll eat that.
That'll help you sleep.
Okay.
Thank you, Sarah.
Like a plan.
There you go. Thank you. Wow. Okay. It's the hot weather that's really wearing her down. Yeah, I'm not dismissive of her. She just looks really tired, and you know, I don't want her to overwork, especially considering this is her vacation. Believe me, I don't need a smoother post-break transition. We've done 15,000 hours. I mean, how do you get 15,000 hours of broadcasting under your belt without a couple of awkward transitions? I mean, really. It's not a toupee. This is my my hair, and it is sitting on my head. No, my eyes are not red. No, in fact, I have...
Well, that's good.
Isn't that good? I put some of that salad topper in it. Yeah, you detected it. No, I've got very white eyes, and you can see them. I'll raise the contrast for you. See? You can see the whites of my eyes very well. Whew. It's not a wig, yeah. I mean, it's just my hair. It's a hot night. I've got to wear my hair, you know. I don't do the bong, dude. My eyes. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are concerned about the effects of marijuana on their system. There is no negative effect. David, I got a problem. How the bleep do you cook Atlantic salmon? Well, what I do, don't eat it when it's mushy, okay? But if you got to eat it and it's pulled out of the freezer a couple times, it's mushy. But hard, fast fry in butter and dillweed, and put some salt on that too. Bart Simpson, really? Dave, marijuana has impeded my ambitions for 20 years. No, your ambition was to smoke pot for 20 years. That was your ambition. No, I don't fade at all. In fact, my stamina is rock solid. I was only pretending to be tired because Sarah's tired. Yeah. I didn't want to make her feel left out. The sous chef? I don't really want to get into that. Then why am I talking to bag of mostly water? I mean, come on, man. Stop talking. Did I hear Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs are based on you? No. You're hearing a lot of lies. I don't think milk ages. It matures into cheese. The New York City boosts cigarette prices to $13 a pack. Yo, man. You're going to be driving up to New Hampshire pretty soon to get your cigs. And here people in New York don't realize they have a whole world around them that's beautiful, and they've never left New York. There are people that have lived in New York City all their whole life, and have never even gone to New Hampshire. I like Arctic fish, yeah. I like, they've got a lot of Atlantic flounder for sale out here at Trader Joe's. I was noticing in the frozen section, $3, $3.99 a pound for Atlantic flounder. Now, I would assume the Atlantic Ocean has less radiation than Fukushima's Pacific Ocean, so I'm going to cut all taxes when I'm president down to 10%, lower than what Donald Trump did. I don't snort coke. I've never done that. I don't want to do that either. 10 trillion missing from the Pentagon, and no one even at the DOD knows anything about it. Yeah, this is an ongoing story. I've had this story like 10, 15 times over the past few years. It was 2.3 trillion missing when 9/11 happened, and Donald Rumsfeld told the world that 2.3 trillion was missing from the Pentagon, and the next day we were attacked, 9/11 attack. Well, now 10 trillion's missing, and no one at the DOD knows where it is. Yeah, a numbing 10 trillion, they don't know what happened to it. Yeah, so what's the point of talking about this story? No one knows what happened to it. There's egregious financial disparities at the Pentagon. Yeah, you'd think maybe that was the CIA doing that. It's not the first time. Well, nobody wants to know where the money is being diverted. So that's why it's $10 trillion missing. Yeah. Well, I think it's a secret space program they're engaged in, which has led us to the TR-3B. A flying wedge capable of video cloaking and traveling up to 70,000 feet above the Earth, and also the ability to actually drop 200 paratroopers anywhere, anytime, without any detection. Yeah. Now, if they were going to go after North Korea's Kim Jong-un, if he continues these ridiculous flights of missiles over Japan, if this isn't provocation, I don't know what is. So if China needs some validation that this is provocation, we better get a letter drafted to China saying, is this or is this not provocation? And then we'll know if we have their agreement to pursue our next step, which is, I believe, intercepting these ballistic missiles. It's a big chance to take, but hey, we get rid of his inventory in the process, so why not? No, 82 trillion Boy Scouts were not present at the attendee of the Jamboree. 82 trillion, really? He needs to work on his math. Well, I have evidence that Hillary Clinton was behind more than just 9/11. If you think it's 9/11, we got a lot more on Hillary Clinton. What surprises me is how many Trump supporters support Trump after he flipped and he won't even prosecute Hillary or Barack Obama on the birth certificate. It's crazy. And none of you people are speaking up. You're like, well, at least Trump's in power now. My dad was a naval pilot and wanted to work with the NASA, but wouldn't sign a document saying he would basically lie about missions. Hogg's attorney has some testimonial here in the show. Let's bring this in. Hogg's attorney, thank you. Testimonial from somebody whose dad was a naval pilot, wanted to work with NASA, but wouldn't sign a document saying he would basically lie about missions. Your dad has very good, strong, credible beliefs. I appreciate that. Scissor Fight says gold is up to $13.17, silver up to $17.48, $17.48, and the Dow Jones still hunkering down at 21,808. Wow. So gold and silver are migrating upwards as people basically scram for all kinds of ways to put their money. No, I've never worked in any kind of a factory. No. Well, he seems like a good guy. I'll tell you, your dad has the type of honesty that my father had. It's you really either you have it or you don't. Either you've got honesty or you don't. A lot of people do a lot for money, and I won't. I'm not buyable. My father taught me some lessons in life about things, about money. And I went on and studied a great deal about the effects of money on our lives. And you may think you want lots of money to retire, but by the time you get there, you're going to be dead if you wait that long to retire. No, my father was a U.S. military Marine. He fought in 3 tours of duty against the Japanese in the Philippines. All right, we got that. And this TR-3B is pretty interesting, though. I mean, this is a rare clip I've been playing of this. It has some sort of a technology that accelerates ions in a plasma, which gives it propulsion. Very strange, weird technology. Yeah, it's the flying fidget spinner, everybody. Introducing NASA, the government's most incredible weapon, the flying fidget spinner. My father was a U.S. patriot. He worked for the U.S. Marines. My father and mother both signed contracts with the U.S. Marines. Both of them were Marines. And in order to meet and comply with those contracts, my parents had to report any un-American activities. And a reference to that is in my book. You'll be reading it when you get my book finished. It hasn't been completed yet, but they did a lot to help protect this country from the enemy that is now devouring us from within, Russia. So I have an obligation to show all of you the truth about how our government is being manipulated by Russia. And I'm convinced that this is happening. I'm not making this up. The story has been nonstop from my end ever since I started pursuing it. You thought I was going to say something else. Pursuing it about a year before Donald Trump won the election. I realized how deep his roots were to the Russian connection. So he's come up with a lot of things to take our mind off of what's happening. But the bottom line is Russia is really very interesting. It's a big part of what we're doing and why we're doing it. He's trying to make deals with Russia to sell properties in Miami. He's a big businessman. Donald Trump just thinks about his money. No, that won't be referenced in my book, Shrek. I'm sorry. It doesn't qualify. It is kind of an opus. The swimming sperm background was, yeah, you like that? The swimming sperm background? Yeah, okay. You want to like a tribute to the last remaining sperm cells in your body after all the glyphosate you're pissing, killing off your body, sterilizing your system? You just want to like an ode to the sperm cell. Ode to the sperm cell. No, you're not writing anything. You might as well start writing your epitaph. So will the Japanese with Korea, will there be a conflict? Will Fukushima drain into the Pacific Ocean in large amounts? We don't know yet. They're waiting on releasing 770,000 tons of tritium irradiated water into the Pacific Ocean. I mean, all these things to take our mind off the truth. Sir, it's pretty obvious these are what I would deem efforts to distract us. That's my opinion. Hey, I haven't mentioned my $400 a month plan. Really? So you got something with Michael Phelps there. That's good. I'm glad you found a boyfriend. Wow. Some of the people are telling me about what's happening in their life, and they act like I'm their matchmaker or something. I'm going to help them work out their differences. Oh, this is a pretty cool background. Look at that. It's very Illuminati, though. Yeah, well, you lost most of it. It's gone. The more you touch yourself, the less you'll have. You didn't get the memo? The more you jerk, the less you work. I don't live in a trailer, Rodney. I live in a home. Someday you'll wonder, how the heck did you get old? And this guy didn't. You look back and go, what did Dave do to stay young all those years? Well, he followed the work of this man, Ling. Ling taught me everything. Well, for one, if you have a constant masturbation addiction, which obviously many of you do, sorry, Mystify, I didn't mean to talk about this in front of a lady, but I might as well get the truth out there for a lot of you to, face up with and deal with. Unless you cultivate your other bodily functions through a regimen of karate and martial arts like I have every day, you'll divert all of your chi to your sex organ, which will turn you into a mental midget. Thank you. I appreciate that. You need to cultivate your mind with good vitamins, minerals, and I'm going to play it in a second. I'm getting to that. And that's how I've evolved into, I guess, the person I am today. I don't know if that's something I want to talk about here. Some of you are engaged in a conversation with yourself, and I think your mother would be appalled that you would be saying these things in this chat room. Mom, get me a soda. That's your next statement out of your mouth. Yeah, I'm looking for that sperm cell. I think I lost it here. Every time I try to find it, it disappears. Ooh, cool. That would be kind of cool in the middle. Put it behind my head. Got these really cool gifts to work with. Yeah, I think the sperm cell's gone, man. You'll have to just say goodbye to the sperm cell. Trippy. All right. Okay, you can learn to orgasm without ejaculating. Misanthropy is mystifies, wondering why would you want that? Well, that's a good question. And now that this conversation has devolved into sex chat, I guess we can talk about it. I think what you're getting at is you're trying to enhance your experience. So your delayed gratification gives you a heightened state of excitation. Ooh, that sounds like a song, doesn't it? Delayed gratification gets a heightened state of excitation. Yeah, it sounds like the work of Mr. Right.
My feet, my heart stops to beat, cause you make me melt away. My Mr. Right, too good to be true. My world around, cause you're the peace I find. If you sweep me off my feet, my heart stops to beat, cause you make me melt away. Cause you make me melt away. My Mr. Right, too good to be true.
Okay, thank you very much. We play Mr. Right just to keep us motivated during the show and get some exercise, and it does help. It really does. All right, so you're getting some better signals at americasthirdparty.com now. We've got 2 chat rooms as well, backup chat rooms. We've got the YouTube show, which is going on during the recorded broadcast, and we have the Ustream show, which has also got a new chat room courtesy of IBM. If you're running on a tablet, you're at an airport, you can check us out at Ustream. All right, I'm glad you share those stories about yourself, but no one cares. Okay, Joel Osteen slammed for closing the megachurch in an aftermath of Harvey. There's a big show tonight we got on Joel Osteen, exposing him in various levels. We're going to be talking about him. And this story is kind of an ongoing story about a guy who's the $50 million preacher who lives in a $10 million home, shut the doors to his massive Lakewood church in the aftermath, even though it can hold up to 17,000 people. Osteen posted a notice on his website that the church would be shut over the weekend and it remained closed Monday. So no safe haven for 17,000 people who need a place. Thanks, Joel. Larry King owned him? I did not know. Well, many people believe people are using churches to collect money, and many people are accusing him of doing the same thing Benny Hinn did. Without offering safe haven to people in need, he would come under the heading of just like the Pope. Pope Francis was notorious for his behavior Pope Francis actually did a thing where 2,000 people were fleeing the communist revolution in Argentina, and when he was the cardinal down there, he refused to give them any asylum safety, and they ended up being killed. 2,000 people were killed during that revolution. So if you're a hardcore Christian or Catholic and you really respect the Pope, then you might want to, reconsider. All right. How can two popes exist anyway? That's kind of weird. Are you ready? We got another hour of broadcasting to talk about things that are happening. And I'm going to be more attentive to the chat room because I haven't been doing enough of that. You don't respect the Pope. I was raised Catholic, and I don't really have a real love for the Catholic Church anymore. I've lost appreciation for it. ATP in 2013, wow. Pope soap on a rope. Well, ever since his advisor was caught having a gay orgy at his house, and not to mention the statement he made, which really shocked me, that he believes that there's no hell. I mean, it kind of rips into the whole basis of faith in the Catholic Church if you have a pope that says there's no hell. Sarah does have psychic abilities. That's how she and I found each other. How did you see her psychic abilities tonight? What happened? Yeah, funeral homes charge anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000 to $8,000 or $10,000 in New York. You dirty rat. Yeah, well, you could open up a bank with the Savior, the Church of Jesus, or Jesus Savings and Loan. I'm sure there are many Christians that would definitely put their money there. So if these people want to use churches and faith to control and get money, like people are alleging Joel's doing, well, we'll be looking at a video tonight that'll talk just about that, about 20 minutes. No, I don't believe that. You ever heard that there was a fertility clinic to replace all the hundreds of kids? No. Well, you're an atheist. I wouldn't go to an atheist to ask if there's a heaven or a hell. So why would I be here talking to you if you're an atheist? There's got to be something in the great beyond the digital universe that we're stuck in. It's pretty obvious that the Matrix is what you think is real, Mr. Anderson. You look into the infinite beyond and you think it must be something. What if it's simply random numbers? What if it's the concept of nothing beyond what you see? Our mind is taught to believe there's an infinite universe, that we somehow have mastery over it. But is it really our mind, or are we taught that? Anyway, time to change the background. Okay, we got the $400 a month plan offering to people who need money to get started. A lot of people are struggling right now. Some of them are actually U.S. veterans. I passed a guy on the street the other day, a veteran will work for food kind of thing, starving. And then you give them money and then they spend more time at that corner, and then pretty soon they're making 30 grand a year claiming they're veterans starving. This is why the government needs to help out and step in, because what we're doing is we're allowing people to just fall off the map. And if you really want to improve the world, we can't just let people die on the streets unless you see their death as something, beneficial to you. So this whole movement is going to take a little spark, but once we get it going, we will be heard. Well, it may be relative to you, but not to the guy who has no food in his belly. Life is not relative. Life is simply nothing in his belly. And you say, well, whose fault is that? Well, maybe he couldn't help himself. Maybe he's dang near unable. Okay, so a lot of you have been listening to Alex Jones, his recent controversy. He's claiming my same story that I've been talking about, how Michelle Obama is a transgender. Well, I have a little story about Alex Jones himself. I mean, the guy, he's not even Alex Jones. He's Bill Hicks, and there's absolute proof of it. And I'll be playing that toward the end of the night, the truth about Bill Hicks. But the real Alex Jones is this guy. He really was the real Alex Jones back in the day. In 1997, his face changed into the guy we know today. Who cares about Fuzzy Zeller? It's the Bilderberg Group. They're taking over. So we got this guy who's impersonating the real Alex Jones and doing a poor job of it. So if they want to impersonate the real Alex Jones, they better get a guy who looks kind of like him, don't you think? Yeah. I think Alex Jones should be replaced. I just don't know who would be the best guy for the job. Okay. I didn't know he was a tranny. This is the first I've heard. I can't verify or confirm or deny that Alex Jones is a transsexual. Well, if he's an entertainer, that must make me a superstar, because I don't find his shtick very entertaining. Yeah, I think it's kind of boring, to be honest. Kind of like my popper stopper here. Boring. I mean, whoever cared about a popper stopper, you know? I got a limp popper stopper. Well, let's be clear. We are superstars, and we're not trying to brag about it. We're actually, you know, humble. Sarah doesn't even know or believe that she's being seen around the world. I talk about it casually. This weekend I said, yeah, so we were seen by 800 million people on Friday night. And I don't wait for her response or anything. I just say it, you know. She just doesn't believe it. A Romanian looked like her, you know, it's very interesting. I have a little Romanian in me, but Sarah is not Romanian. I think her descendants, she's a descendant of Scottish, French, and German, or possibly Danish. My mother always thought Sarah was Danish. The little Romanian in me is 25% on my mother's side. I'm seen across the globe. I know, it's kind of amazing, and it's humbling because I don't really make it a big deal about it, but she certainly doesn't believe it. So well, I'm not sure what that was, a stream of information about something. 2 people are shot dead and 4 more injured by a gunman inside a public library in New Mexico. Yeah. I ran that story. I just don't know any follow-ups on it. I am mostly Norwegian, German ancestry, and my mother's side was English Romanian. Her father was English background completely. Apple gets a $208 million in tax breaks to build an Iowa data center. Like, we need that. Iowa's approved a deal to give Apple a $208 million in-state local tax benefit to build 2 data storage centers near Des Moines and the promise of 50 jobs. $208 million to create 50 jobs. I'm not sure if the numbers are going to work out for the taxable income from those 50 people to compensate for the $208 million Des Moines just lost with having high-frequency electronic wavelengths passing through the Des Moines, Iowa area. Okay. No, my ancestors never murdered your innocent. No, that's just not true. You're lying. What's $200 million to a company that's worth $500 billion? It's chicken feed. Good point, Bag of Mostly. Well, to Des Moines, it's a lot of money non-revenue. You know, it's like, I don't know, making these perks so appealing. Is it worth it to say you brought jobs to an area, and then you got to cover their health care? Okay, this looks like a wonderful, loving cup of coffee. People who drink lots of coffee are less likely to die young, a major study has indicated. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I've been drinking coffee for 20 or 30 years, and 5 cups a day, and I've been espousing this theory ever since then. I agree. Molecular condoms could be the best form of birth control yet. Well, actually, it wasn't in ancient Egypt. They didn't have spoons in ancient Egypt. They only had spacecraft and flying saucers. Yeah. I have a pretty trippy picture that'll blow your mind. It is of it's one of the weirdest pictures I've ever seen. I'll bring it to the show in just a second. It's from Egypt. And it says it all. It really makes you think that maybe we are descendants of the future generation. You know how everything in the universe is looped, kind of like you, or when you're drinking, you love Sloopy. Well, that's kind of how looping is. The reason why you love Sloopy is because she loops her body parts. Her beautiful breasts are floating in the air, and her body is looping, and you get my point. Well, that's kind of how time could be. Time could be a circular path, just like the cosmology of the universe. Elliptical motion seems to be the order of the universe. So, take a look at this. This is for real. I'm not making this up. Hieroglyphs in the Temple of Seti of what appears to be a helicopter, a glider, a space shuttle, and what may be anti-gravity machines. How is it possible that these hieroglyphs would be in the Temple of Seti? Dig deep on this one, folks, because this is freaking a lot of people out. And nobody really knows the origin of these spacecraft. It's fake? You're an expert? Okay. This was completely doctored by Photoshop. After you were watching the Tiger Woods naked pictures last night, you did this on your computer. Okay, well, look it up yourself, okay? I don't want to show you pictures that you think are completely fake. If I did that, it would be kind of a waste of your time, wouldn't it? I showed you this picture earlier, right? Well, it turns out this is a completely fake picture. It's sad, isn't it, to see such fakery? I have the original picture of this. Yeah, you can see this is the real one, and this is the fake one. Yeah. Or you're wondering which one's fake now, right? Well, some guy came in my show back in 2010 and said, I'm going to send you a secret picture of an alien spacecraft. And he sent us this one. So funny. And he acted so like he'd really found something like amazing, you know. It's the same picture, but it's been repositioned. All right, so you get the whole point. A lot of this could be fake. She's 34B. You checked it out. Please don't have seizures. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Have you read Erich von Däniken? No, I have not. Should I read him? Well, since I read 6,000 words a minute, let me read his works. History is wrong. Erich von Däniken. You gotta be kidding me. Seriously? History is wrong? You think they'd changed it? That's just not true. I'm a dude. I'm not afraid to eat out. I eat out all the time. I just go to buffets. It's safer. Eric von Däniken again shows his flair for revealing the truth that his contemporaries have missed. After closely analyzing hundreds of ancient and apparently unrelated texts, he is now ready to proclaim that human history is nothing like the world religions claim. And he has the proof. In History is Wrong. He takes a closer look at the fascinating Voynich manuscript, which has defied all attempts at decryption since its discovery, and makes some fascinating revelations about the equally incredible Book of Enoch. Hey, this looks interesting, because I was reading the Voynich manuscript, and the movie, I saw the documentary on Netflix, and it does appear to be a, man, this is like sweaty day time. Sweaty day time. He's an ancient alien proponent. Very good. Well, thank you. I'm open to the idea of aliens. I'm willing to sign the non-disclosure commitment. The full disclosure commitment, I should say. The full disclosure, not the non-disclosure. The full disclosure commitment. Stephen Greer's CSETI project, where he asked people to sign a full disclosure that they're going to reveal aliens if they're running for a political office. I am sweating. It's about 90 degrees tonight inside the house. We had a hot night tonight. Dude, I don't have any AC. We got to 85 today, and now the house is like percolating at 88. We don't need AC because these are like 4 days out of the year we get this type of heat. The wig glue. They are afraid of Eric von Däniken. Very interesting. It would appear that Eric is a very interesting man, and we will try to interview him in the future. Let us tap into Eric through psychic channels, and let us engage in a inter-mind transfer with Eric right now. I look Dutch, really? That's kind of fine. So, Eric, what do you say about these pictures of the hieroglyphs on the space shuttle at the Temple of Seti?
Well, David, I believe that these existence of these devices are a true indication of possible alien encounters from beyond.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Is it okay if I finish this?
Oh, yeah, please. Help yourself. You had some of the chicken salad. It was good.
Yeah, I had that.
Have the carrots, too. Those are good for you. They're cold, but they're vitamin A. Hey, if you ever wonder if you're having eye problems, I'm not making this up. These are the best things you want to eat at a restaurant is carrots. Things you don't ever want to eat at a buffet. Okay, this should be interesting. Dark Engine. No, it's not. No, there's truly, carrots help your eyesight. Sarah's grandfather, who passed away a couple years ago, practically a year and a half ago, he passed away. He told us about how a friend of his was trying to get into the military and couldn't because of bad eyesight. And the guy pounded down like 20 pounds, or I'm going to say 5 pounds of carrots 2 or 3 days before the event, and he passed. His sight improved. It's a true story. Cub Scout honor. Okay, these are 8 foods you don't want to eat at a buffet, okay? No, we don't talk about coffee enemas here, but thanks for sharing. We only talk about coffee colonics. We're very particular. That's a cool story, yeah. But I believe that carrots really do improve eyesight. I've seen it happen firsthand. Don't even think about putting these buffet items on your plate. Fettuccine Alfredo. Uh-huh. Yeah. When it comes to health, there's an unfortunate long list of foods you should steer clear of at the buffet. Full of fat, mayonnaise, cream, butter, sour cream, and cream cheese. Fried rice. Ah, I've always avoided fried rice. Let's be real. Fried foods at the buffet are going to destroy your balanced diet. Moist oil that the foods are fried in contains a large portion of saturated fat and trans fat. Prime rib. Yeah, not exactly the healthiest food item. Not to worry, though. You don't have to avoid all meat at the buffet because you have nothing left in your plate, but there's a lot of fat, 45% fat in one slice of meatloaf. And prime rib is full of fat. Brisket has a whopping 63% fat. That's why it tastes so good. Yeah. And then the salad dressing, kind of go sparse on that because it's got any number of weird things in it. Trans fats, yeah. And then sprouts, apparently they go bad. They're susceptible to foodborne illness like salmonella, E. coli. And tuna, not safe. Sizzler, dude, yeah, totally. I totally like to eat there. For sure, yeah. Sarah and I found a pretty good Golden Corral out there in Mitchell, South Dakota, right near the Four Presidents. Yeah, beautiful. Mount Rushmore. Just drive 20 miles down the road in Mitchell, and one of the best Golden Corrals. It's super busy. All right, tuna is delicious, nutritious, but it might also be a top buffet contaminant. And then any uncooked food like these sushis that you get are potential dangers, especially with the dreaded intestinal worms you get from these things. No, the carrot is not a myth. It's true. Test it out yourself. They're telling you it's a myth because they want you to go to an eye doctor, okay? All right, unpopular food. More on food. Food. Well, come on. Golden Corral has been getting a bad rap for a long time because of that problem they had. But there are some good ones. What I noticed about the Golden Corral is their variety. I mean, I don't know anybody who has more variety than Golden Corral. I'm not going to link to the carrot myth, dude, because it was created by eye doctors who want you to go in for tests. What do you think would happen if someone ate Mentos and slicked back a can of Coke? It wouldn't be pretty. Dangerous. Danger, Will Robinson. Never insert a peeled banana into a vagina. Are you a gynecologist or something? Providing very important tips to people. Thanks for sharing. You're probably qualifying for the $400 a month plan. Are you a U.S. citizen? Yeah, well, whatever. They put food in their dumpsters. Yeah, I know. Okay, well, are you ever hungry on a trip and don't want to have 2 mini junior Whoppers? The 2-for-1 deal? Have you ever just wanted to stop and eat a real salad and go to a salad bar? Well, sometimes Golden Corral is all you got. Huh? There's also a Lazy Z or whatever that place is on the highway. They have little buffets. 33 scientific reasons to smoke more weed. So you stopped sun gazing? That's smart. I was based on a real character. Yes, many years ago, back in the year 2008, a man named David Sponheim existed. You remember way back in 2008, before the apocalypse? Remember before Donald Trump started a war with North Korea and exchanged nuclear weapons? Oh, okay. Well, this guy was trying to start a political movement to stop the two parties which were headed toward imminent demise. Here he is.
Hi, good morning. As you can see, I'm still wearing the shirt I wore last night and yesterday at Blog TV. It's exhilarating to do Blog TV. We've been having an incredible time. This is, in fact, day 54.
You can see a lot of his movements look human. It's low amount of sleep, Dave? What is? You're having a low amount of sleep? Okay. I can't really have a conversation with 17 people at once, but I'm trying. All right. 33 scientific reasons to smoke more weed. Now, if you're watching this, don't worry. It reduces 90% of skin cancer in 20 weeks. Wow. That's amazing. Totally. They may reduce the suicide rate for men aged 29 to 39. That would explain why a lot of you are still hanging in there. Even though you feel like your life's in the dumpster, you smoke a doobie and you're going, well, at least I'm high in a dumpster. Oh, come on. THC may cure cancerous diseases by altering your genes. That's kind of cool. Weed helps promote creativity. Like
Dude, I really would like, for sure, what? I forgot what I was going to say. And some studies report no connection between pot and lung cancer. So that's good to know. No, weed will not increase penis length or girth. I'm sorry, you're forced to live with your malady. Okay? And it may help regulate body weight. Unlike people thinking that munchies put you in a bad situation, it actually keeps you from overdoing it in certain ways. Okay, I'm just trying to make justification for legalization of marijuana, so bear with me. 7, it has been prescribed to help fight ADHD and ADD. And weed fights brain aging and helps increase stamina. You know, that's why I haven't aged hardly at all, because I remember back in 2008, I smoked a doobie. Doobie doobie doo, da 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 da, doobie doobie doo. Okay, continuing on. It might be an effective treatment of osteoarthritis. It can stop seizures. Remember we talked about a guy who was on marijuana? He took a toke and he wasn't a dope. Check it out, I'll play it for you. Dave Douglas, epileptic victim.
You're all right, buddy. Dave Douglas having a seizure. His first toke. Notice the palsy. Notice his shaking. No, give him another one. Give him another one. There you go.
Let's fast forward 5 minutes.
Inhale, bud. See, and this will have a time code, so we'll have a frame of reference of how long it took.
5 minutes. He's feeling better.
That's okay.
He feels like he's
We're
not
liking
gonna,
that. He's not going to puke.
He's not going to puke.
Feel better. We'll come back
Dave
in
Douglas.
seconds.
Ever to help epilepsy.
Yep, there he is. Dave Douglas, testimonial.
We kept you fairly contained.
This stuff is the single most drug ever to help epilepsy.
Now that's from a real epileptic, folks. All right, stopping seizures. You're looking at the real effects, and there's been a conspiracy to keep marijuana illegal in this country and around the world. In this country, we've struggled with our government, who said that we could never find any positive things from marijuana. All the while, they knew for fact that it was helping. So they want us to be addicted to big pharma instead of using self-medication to get through our tough situations physically. And here's something that's so beneficial, it's unbelievable. I was not an actor in that video. He was real. That's Dave Douglas. He's an epileptic. It may cure post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, Doobster uses PTSD with a name like uses marijuana to deal with PTSD. With a name like Doobster, of course, he's using it. So, you know, we're seeing lots of benefits. He gets sleep benefits from it. He could normally not sleep because of all the horrible things that flash through his mind about his wartime experience. Out there fighting for our ridiculous government, pushing ridiculous wars around the world, produces a lot of people who are struggling, and PTSD is a very serious disorder. It can trigger panic attacks. It could be very life-threatening. So this is very beneficial. And it may actually grow stem cells and repair the brain after injury. There's a lot of positives in this department. It may prevent organ transplants from being rejected. They're getting beneficial aspects from this too. And although weed gets as bad rap as alcohol, driving drunk is significantly more dangerous than driving high. Not that you should be doing either. And it helps treat blood cancer. People with leukemia are getting benefits from this. This study found no evidence that criminalization reduces marijuana use and that decriminalization increases use. So pretty much people are going to get marijuana if it helps them, either way. So why not legalize it? And it does help treat liver cancer. Antifa is a group no different than the KKK. They have every right to organize if they want. I don't think anyone should be allowed to pay those groups to finance groups of rioters. I think George Soros was behind this one. It helps people dealing with social exclusion anxiety, you know? And it actually cuts lung cancer tumor growth in half. Isn't that amazing? And it helps treat throat cancer. Ironic. What Dave is saying is true. Big Pharma does not want you to use weed. Martin Shkreli. Hell. And marijuana is more potent than in the past. It's true. And it helps keep Swiss inmates calm in prison. They allow prisoners to smoke pot in prison, in Swiss jails. Okay, is that it? Oh, 23. Alcohol is more of a gateway drug than weed. It lowers your inhibitions and makes you more likely to take other drugs. Weed doesn't do that. It actually helps people dealing with most negative emotions. And the federal government signed off on the studies to treat veterans with PTSD. So they agree that even the government is looking at this as a way to deal with PTSD. And marijuana helps treat Parkinson's disease. Look at this older man who was suffering from Parkinson's, and he took a little bit of cannabinoid oil in his mouth. Watch this.
Hi, Larry. How are you? Come in. Come in. Let's see. How you feeling? It's been a bit of a rough week, really. And the best way to take it is put it under your tongue and rub it in your cheek. Don't do too much. You're going to be asleep all afternoon. You know what you should do? No. Don't try to communicate. Just relax. See what happens.
We know from animal experiments that the endogenous cannabinoid system is very important in regulating motor activity, that very type of activity that is impaired in Parkinson's disease. From animal experiments, we also know that boosting certain branches of the endocannabinoid system is helpful in relieving symptoms of Parkinson's. Finally, from anecdotal information, we know that certain patients who smoke marijuana experience relief of their symptoms.
I think you're calmed down. So quickly. Isn't that amazing?
He used just a single drop, and his hands afterwards were rock steady, and the dyskinesia left.
It was coming back. It works most of the time.
Wow, look at that. Isn't it amazing? The marijuana lowers the amount of shakes that this Parkinson's patient has. It's a phenomenal weed cure of all kinds. Oh, legalizing weed may generate like billions of dollars in tax revenue. Oh, meaning they don't have to tax you as much, and states like California can somehow survive even though they're already in the red. So we're hoping tax revenue increases there. Smoking weed helps with a thing called Crohn's disease. Yep, another thing that's beneficial. I have a friend with Crohn's disease. I should tell him to smoke some pot. And weed helps treat arthritis. Arthritis has been suffering from a lot of problems for a long time. Studies fail to show that smoking weed is somehow linked to crime. So no link. Old Crohn's disease? No, Crohn's disease is akin to colitis. It's very similar to colitis. Yeah, certain strengths of weed will promote mental issues. Well, I think I'm preaching to the choir here. Everybody seems to be on track with the benefits of cannabis now, except for our hard right Trump tards that refuse to listen to anything. And I don't recommend teen smoking, but they have a healthier brain tissue than teens who drink. I would recommend waiting until your brain and your lungs mature to their physical stature of 21 years old. And synthetic marijuana is more dangerous than the real thing. Yeah, THC, synthetic THC, is super dangerous. And more than 18 million Americans smoke it. All right, thank you. That was good. Good link. I want all of you to be able to smoke marijuana when I legalize marijuana. I believe it's going to help some of you with kids who are actually, ironically, going to do it anyway, and they would like to grow it. They would like to. You need a nap? Okay, well, you can take a nap right now. Well, it'd be great if people could actually help the earth and grow marijuana legally and sell it and offer a 10% tax when they sell it. You're smoking a doobie right now. Cool. Well, for me, I want to tell you a little bit about myself, because the decision to smoke marijuana was a very, very slow decision. It took me years. When I was 17, I was at UCLA. I was in college, in my freshman year in college when I was 17, because I had skipped a grade. And everybody around me was smoking marijuana, and I refused, because I was remember, I was a straight A student out of high school, and I was going to, put my best foot forward, and I said, no, I don't want to smoke marijuana. And I refused smoking marijuana for 4 years, until I was 21. I went through a lot of changes during that time period, mostly just getting jobs and working in the real world as opposed to being a student. And I realized that, we're smoking, or we're breathing quite a bit of pollution as it is. And I used to drive 30 miles back and forth to work in LA, and it was pretty horrific, breathing air there. So when I decided to try it, a friend of mine had a pipe, a glass pipe, and he had some really good marijuana, and he had this little dark room in the place where I was working, where they did photography, mostly. It was a silk screening shop that made T-shirts, because I worked in the Star T-shirt business, sending out T-shirts to the stars, basically. Anyway, I finally broke down. I said, yeah, I might as well try it, and I really enjoyed it. It helped me get through the day. It changed my perspective on work. It made work a lot easier, and it kind of smoothed out the wrinkles of growing up. In my early 20s, I needed a little something. And it's interesting to read that 29 to 39 people have less suicidal ideation when they smoke marijuana. So that's interesting too. (20 to 28 is the time when suicide occurs and schizophrenia can occur. I must tell you that if you have a predisposition to schizophrenia, it can precipitate it. But with legalization, it's less likely you're going to be paranoid like you would be normally, because most people are afraid that, they're going to be they're afraid they're going to be, found out that they're smoking marijuana by the cops, so they're very paranoid. That can trigger some problems, I'm sure, but it's always acute schizophrenia that they've analyzed, not chronic. It doesn't create or trigger chronic. I'm 57 years old. Yeah. Well, I decided to step away from that track I was on to being the #1 student in my high school, to growing into a very multifaceted person and taking on a lot of challenges. I just didn't feel good in the role of a type A personality going on the corporate track. So what I chose to do instead was follow a different path, and I think it's leading me directly to this. I think it's leading me toward the ultimate goal of legalizing marijuana and helping our country go back to its roots and help the earth, as opposed to crap all over the earth and treat everything and everyone like crap. I think we need to move in a different direction. Our country's been misled by the two parties. We've clearly gone backward. I'm the originator of the $400 a month plan, which could expand out to more. And people are copying me. Now Mark Zuckerberg is talking about a basic income. I mean, all these people are trying to run with that idea. I really believe I'm ahead of all of them in terms of what we can offer the American people with legalization and with a little bit of help to get through life. Having $400 a month will help you, and if we pull a public option out of the cost of of the money coming in, we can actually help finance the money we have in our country with a public option. So this concept is $60 a month, and if you can pay this out of the money that comes into you per month as a citizen, we're saving some of the money we're putting out, and we're incorporating that money and putting it into the money we would normally give you is then going in toward a public option that would get you basic health care. So this is some people are going to call it socialism, but it's not. It's really just a way of safety net for the country. It's not to give you too much, but it's we don't want Americans to just rely on going into the ER and getting ripped off. Sarah does not believe that it's good for her. She's got a lot of other issues she's dealing with, and she doesn't think that marijuana would be good for her. And I think that's fine. I don't want to push it on anybody. If you've never tried it, don't try it. Zellfire is getting echo. Okay. We're offering you $400 a month, but you could take $60 out of that to pay for your health care. If you don't want that, you want the full $400, you may have to go to a mobile medical unit and be confronted with a $30 copay. The system will have to change, yeah. And that's why I'm the big supporter of the mobile medical units. Trump claimed these ideas were his when he stole them directly from me. I was the one that put the mobile medical unit in the context of politics and solving the healthcare crisis. I'm the one that originated the concept of bringing more and more of these in and getting mobile medical units in the streets of America so we can at least expand our services and in the process lower the cost of healthcare. It's that simple. The mobile medical unit rapid response system could be built. These units could cost roughly $5 million apiece. 200 of them would cost $1 billion. To operate them for 1 year with a staff of EMT professionals and a security guard would cost another billion, so a cost of $2 billion a year. If our public option is as strong as I think it's going to be, and especially if we incorporated it in the $400 plan and people just opt to take $60 out for their health care, this could very well finance itself, no problem. Okay, why are they spraying chemtrails? What's your reason? You know why? Let's hear it. To stop solar power. Yeah, this is a theory that has been put out by our government, actually. The chemtrails theory is that they're spraying it to deflect the sun. Even top director of the CIA, John O'Brien, made a comment about how they're using stratospheric aerosol injection plans. It doesn't fly. The story doesn't make sense because they're spraying aluminum in the sky and it oxidizes within a few minutes. It doesn't have a reflective layer. It's just mumbo jumbo. It's fake science. They're coming at you with that. What they're really doing is creating more aerosols and really ruining the ozone. They're killing the ozone as we speak. And they don't seem to care because there's no oversight. The American people don't have a chance to say, hey, why are you spraying chemicals in the air? Because as soon as you do, you're immediately relegated to, oh yeah, you're a whack job. There are websites online. I'm not kidding. There are websites online created by the U.S. government that talk about chemtrails. They do. They actually talk about them. But they also talk about reptilians. These are fake websites. The government puts out these fake websites to discredit any chemtrail discussion. And that's how they do it. It's controlled opposition, and they're using these techniques to manipulate the population and make us think that, oh, you believe in chemtrails, you must believe in reptilians. It's a very, very powerful technique to discredit something by aligning it with something that is completely absurd. So we've got a lot of things we haven't discussed tonight, like the Pizzagate story and all the allegations of pedophiles in Washington, D.C. It's many layers deep, that's right. We don't talk about the pedophiles, and we're ordered not to. Reddit doesn't want to talk about it. they get kicked off the internet, off Reddit, if you talk about Pizzagate. Hashtag Pizzagate will get you kicked off Twitter. That's not freedom of speech, folks. They just don't want to talk about the elephant in the closet, the pedophile in the closet. But there are a lot of allegations we could bring up tonight. We can't really do it. I mean, there's so many. So we have tomorrow night to talk about those things. But we bring them up in the evening. We discuss that. There's another one that's being circulated. The moon hoax versus the flat earth. Oftentimes you'll hear people, you'll see websites out there espousing a flat earth. And right on the same website, they'll talk about how we never landed on the moon. Well, everyone knows that the earth is round and that you can't dispute the obvious scientific evidence of this. And I can show you video after video proving that there's a horizon that you can actually see that ships go down the horizon because they're rotating over the sphere of the earth. I have proof of this, irrefutable proof. Close-up photography reveals this from a distance. But they want to make sure that they put the moon hoax stories where we didn't land on the moon next to the flat earth stories to discredit the moon hoax story. And this is actually a CIA project called Operation Shoot the Moon. And it's designed to shoot down any moon hoax theory by putting up something even more ridiculous, a flat earth discussion. So that's kind of, I just gave you Conspiracy 101 in a nutshell, and how the government uses controlled opposition to manipulate the media. And even the word conspiracy theory, Operation Shoot the Moon, yeah. Even the word conspiracy theory is a construct of the CIA. They actually put it through they put it through a couple movies. They even made a movie called Conspiracy Theory, where they made people out to be nut jobs. Don't talk about other people in the show, thanks. Now, George Soros is now calling himself a god who controls America and the New World Order. I mean, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. This does not surprise me. This man is in love with himself. And his son is in love with himself, too. Billionaire globalist admits normal rules do not apply to him. I'm not gay, dude. Your gaydar is all screwed up. Billionaire globalist George Soros has claimed that he is some kind of god and that normal rules don't apply to him. His reasoning for his god complex is that he insists that he created everything and controls America due to his dedication in ushering in the New World Order. Yeah. This man needs to be arrested. There's evidence that he may have been behind the attack at Charlottesville that killed Heather Heyer. That the person there was a former Occupy Wall Street promoter who became a KKK promoter. He has so much compassion, yeah. Not. He grew up watching his uncle pull the gold teeth out of the Jews with their heads propped open, dead bodies, pulling the gold teeth out of the Jews' corpses. That was his experience as a child. Pretty interesting, huh? All right, we're processing a lot of stuff on a daily basis, and it's sick, yeah. I don't know how many people bring in so much stuff in one show as we do, and that's why we have 5 hours. It's kind of amazing. It's almost unbelievable how many different things we could talk about on our Conspiracy Monday show, but obviously we covered enough. Very hot and handsome, yeah. I'm not in any way an Ashkenazi. My family were Germans and Norwegians, and not Jewish. But the Ashkenazis who are wannabe Jews, they're not really Jews because their mother's mother is not Jewish, so technically they're not Jews, but they claim they're Jews. Dave, I'm 57 and a widow and can't find a job. Would your administration help me? Hell yeah. I don't have skin cancer. I definitely see well, for one, the $400 a month plan would at least give you something. Yeah. And if you don't have any money from coming when you're 62, from either your wife, who may have worked enough to get points, otherwise you'd get Social Security. Now, $400 does not add to your Social Security. If you're already getting Social Security, you do not get another $400. I want to make that distinction. If you're already getting disability, you do not get another $400 with this plan. All right, we're trying to pick up the pieces, give people something to get ahead. But you may need job training. And right now, L&I has a program. If you approach them right now, you might be a job training in your area. Go to L&I, Labor and Industries. Peter Thiel funds unethical offshore herpes vaccine trial. Wow. There's this guy who Donald Trump seems to be friends with, who's been working on the side to develop ICE forces, privatized militias that go door to door and take down immigrants. Now he's working on a vaccine. Defying U.S. safety protections for human trials, an American university and group of wealthy libertarians, including a prominent Donald Trump supporter, are backing the offshore testing of an experimental herpes vaccine. Now, I don't like vaccines. I'm anti-vaccine simply because it is not fully tested. These vaccines are not safe, and they have proven to be unsafe, and it comes up every single time that our government, the CDC, is suppressing vaccine information that could be scary. 38% of the kids that were studied by Yale University in 2014, 38% of those kids were getting autism from having forced vaccines. Shocking studies. Now, you don't want a kid with autism. I have a neighbor who has a child with autism, and I'm sure they love their autistic child, no doubt about it. But their autistic child is a real handle. I mean, virtually uncontrollable, and can't speak a word. Just constantly yells and goes, ah, all day long. I'm sure one of those ahs is, I want to eat dinner. Ah, and the other is, I got to go to the bathroom. I don't know. They must understand the ahs, but pretty serious to have a child all your life with autism and their parents don't know what to do. And this is more and more, yeah, like they poop in their pants. Yeah. This is more and more common than you think. I brought the heat tonight, man. Well, as you know, this is a non-stop show which keeps up the tempo all the way through the night till 2 in the morning, and I'm glad I had some sweating tonight because it's been a hot night here in Washington. Normally it doesn't get this hot. Hotsy-totsy. So if you're into discussing this on a nightly basis and you find the show interesting, feel free to come on in. We're opening up new chat options. We've got, again, I told you there's a couple ways of watching our show. We have a Ustream link. For those of you who are watching us on a tablet and want to get into our show, you can come and do it there. All right, and we also have the Cool Rock site, which people are telling me, Dave, it's working. They thought it was Mark's site. No, Cool Rock works. I plugged in Cool Rock with all kinds of tool plugins that you can use to make music. And I'm going to be building Cool Rock into a cool hangout coming up in the next couple of years. We're in the process of developing that site. No, I don't want vaccines to be useless. I definitely want useful vaccines. There's the smallpox vaccine. But kids are getting like 73 vaccines delivered all at once. No, the names were really good. People around the world love it. I'm getting people tell me that the Cool Rock site is they thought Mark developed it. They're actually using it right now to watch the show because they can't get in here. I'm serious. Our YouTube is youtube.com/America's Third Party. And we're up and running right now. Every night you can bookmark this and you can catch our Ustream, our YouTube show live. We have a hangout. And I don't have skin cancer. So a lot of these people have a lot of things in their mind that are completely irrelevant to what I'm doing. And they come in here every night to try to piss us off. Yeah, the government is killing our kids. They're giving, get this, they're giving doctors, pediatricians, $40,000 for every 100 kids that are under 2 that they force vaccinate. They get $40,000, pediatricians do, from government funds. Per 100 kids vaccinated. That's pretty messed up that they're giving an incentive like that. And kids are coming down with autism at an early age. And our government's doing nothing to reveal this. Okay, Anita's got a good point. She says, I'm half Ashkenazi and half Jewish, real Jew. And she says, not all Ashkenazis are rich or famous. I won't stereotype. You're absolutely right, Anita. Not all Ashkenazis are rich or famous or greedy. But the ones surrounding Donald Trump, the Zionists, they are. All right. Thank you very much for watching the show, everybody. We'll sign off with some music and get into the online YouTube videos series as it rolls out from our playlist. We're still in playlist 8 for August. If you want to look it up and just watch our shows independent of the show, you can do that too. All right. Thanks for coming in, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow with Truth Tuesday starting at 5 o'clock. See you later.